Welcome to Free Agents, our Cypher system RPG set within the Beacon Space universe. While the faction turn deals with giant political organizations, our game looks into the Penumbra, the parts of society where light and darkness meet. The shadows and the cracks, the place where clients with exacting moods can claim plausible deniability and get things done that nobody else can. Individuals within the Penumbra are the titular free agents, and a team of such will perform a mission today. Let's meet our team, although we've met them many times before by now. We have an experienced cast
paid for a room.
Let's start with
by choice, not
Cinch. Before the episode has started, a lot of these characters have had level ups, so we'll get to see their new abilities in play today, perhaps.
No, he's padded his man out. Yeah,
Cinch is going through a bit of a crisis of character.
Oh yeah,
you know, she was playing up the clever, but now life has changed. There's a war. There's an extra voice in her head, and now she's dealing with a new fear of calamari. So she is a chaotic explorer who works the system, and definitely been staying in
there's a man of them in the corner.
Nicer levels of places. I don't think she's been off Kartakook yet, though, just because all the missions have been there lately. But she definitely decided to go with like a fancy hotel.
Yeah, and paying for luxury, you can actually sleep in an oxygenated environment, which is, marks you as one of the richest could possibly on Kartakook to be able to spend so much time in atmosphere.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I'd be able to sleep in water. Like this, my suit got ripped. I had to get that fixed, and it didn't quite work out so well for me.
Yeah. What part of the city have you been staying in? Like north, south, east, west?
I think probably the northern block. Sort of reminds me a little. Got a nice view of like this really pretty coral outlook or coral reef.
Well, how appropriate. The northern block is where we'll be heading today, so it's right on your hotel's backyard.
Nice.
Next up, we have actually the person who grew up around here, Whittle.
Yep, Whittle is an inquisitive speaker who crafts unique objects. I actually managed to forget that I was the speaker for just a second there. But she's after her encounter with an unfortunate sea monster, she decided to take some steps to better defend herself.
Indeed. Maybe we'll see that today, defending how things go. Yeah, Whittle, more capable than before. And next up, always just as incapable from one day to the next, Ziegler.
I think Ziegler takes great offense to that.
As you should.
Ziegler is a strong-willed soldier who rages. He's eternally clad in his power armor and always looking for a fight. I think he's been living pretty averagely, well, out the back of his van, but with all the luxuries that his van involves, of course. Probably in the rougher end of town, but by choice, not necessity.
Cool. So, you sleeping rough? Are you taking that penalty to your might rolls for the session?
No, he's padded his man out.
That 250 that you're spending is probably just the filters that you need for your environment suit. Because,
I imagine he's absolutely chewing through filters. Across the floor of his van, there's just lots of gas tubes. And, filters. Different
branded ones, mixing and matching, trying to get a good deal. All the individual cred sticks.
There's a man of them in the corner.
Of course. And Blodwyn.
Blodwyn would be there. Blodwyn is an inquisitive explorer. Have the job up on the screen, and I think he's in the middle of the experience of crafting a message trapped in the dark and Greek fire. Requesting hazard pay. The hollow Hollow Mother or
Hollow
something like
Queen.
Hollow Queen is
the name.
Yeah. Yeah. I think did very similarly to Cinch's paid for a room with atmosphere to get as far away from water as is possible whilst being on Kadagook.
Yeah, so maybe you're both staying in the same hotel, even just down the hall from each other. Yeah, it's definitely caters to Outworlders. All of the staff have name badges that are like Dave, Roger, Natalie, and they're definitely not people called Dave, Roger, and Natalie. They are just easier for outsiders to say than Pervit, Orlot, Mottle, etc. And yeah, so you've all been catered to. You've got off-world foods, and yeah, the mission that you have today, which I read out last episode, but the agents didn't get to it for some reason. I will display it again.
Wonder what that reason could possibly have been.
Greek Fire has sent a message out into
using
the
one of
Penumbra,
the
many of you who were
comes
assigned
with one of our rooms.
There was a hitch, but back on assignment from Greek Fire, it says, "Hey there, agents. The Northern Bloc is causing me some trouble. I'm fighting uprising after uprising in the Penumbra. What with this war? People think I'm elsewhere. Upstart handlers, petty gang lords like that Sarkani, whatever. I gotta make sure things are okay at home before I make trouble abroad, so to speak. Anyway, head to the Northern Bloc. I have contacts within law enforcement. They're investigating an illegal gambling ring in the underworld. Some guy called Tony the Fish fixing robo-racing, football, the Tarot League, the good one, Quetzal Coral Crash, anything you can think of. Track down Tony. Either way, sway him to my point of view, or lead the law enforcement to his arrest. Thanks in advance. P.S. If you can find out who's going to win, feel free to take a bet for extra reward. Then list some rewards for mission objectives." So I think maybe we start in the hotel. So the Northern Bloc,
environment finds itself in.
or as it's known in the local tongue, the Zaki Block with 2 Ks. I think I'll swap to a background for today's session.
I am
imagining that term applies as a warlock.
We see
that has
the Northern
patron,
Bloc,
but
particularly the part that your hotel is in, the grey repurposed cell blocks of the cell block city.
I mean,
and we get like the camera shot zooming
I don't see the
in.
problem with that.
And
but
I think it
God,
says.
I was going to say now. I cannot remember what it was.
We see like an underwater. It would be neon, but instead it's bioluminescent. We see the New Eden Hotel. It's proudly sponsored by the New Eden Gene Bank, new allies of the Concord and Mutual Disdain. And we see that a lot of the grey blocks have been built up with coral and made to feel more homely than the eastern block that we saw before, where it's still mostly stark grey concrete. Here we see a little more upper class has gone into the area in which you're staying. And I think we see the hallway of your hotel as perhaps
I can't remember what I was
Bloodwind
going
and
to say.
Cinch come out around the same time. And who do we see standing in the hotel lobby?
I guess Bloodwind would be there.
Yeah.
Have the job up on a screen, and I think he's in the middle of crafting a message to Greek Fire, requesting hazard pay.
Yeah.
I think Cinch is gonna come up rolling her shoulder, but like she's chewing on one of the lollipops that Whittle introduced her to on a previous mission. I think something with some kind of tentacle in it. It's like taking her rage out by eating all the squid she can find.
Yeah, you're having a calamari candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
think as you come down, I think from your point of view, out of like the hotel bay windows, we can see into like a submersible pen, and we can see the hooked up, parked to one of like the generators is Ziegler's van, just in the background of the shot. And it really stands out next to these like sleek chrome green and blue submersibles, and various like personal underwater vehicles. We just see completely out of place this rusted yellow Ford Transit van, a box of a thing, completely unsuited to the underwater environment.
I find it perfectly suited to any environment it finds itself in.
Bobbing up and down in the hotel submarine pen.
Is Ziegler using one of the bays that like comes with one of our rooms or something?
Oh yeah, definitely. Probably sentient.
I think he's double parked as well.
Yeah. There's a growing pile of parking violation tickets glued onto your windscreen.
Next to the pile of filters that he's been working.
Yeah. Looks like nitrous cans, like whippets.
I imagine that Whittle is at home, in her actual home, and she's like,
see the van, just be like, "Oi, big guy!"
Like finishing up like
the van
final like
away.
Yeah, he doesn't hear you through the wall of the hotel, the water.
Device before
unless you're on his like comm.
No, I just be like, "Oi, big guy!" I kind of didn't picture it. "Oi, big guy's here." Turn to Bloodwind. Yeah.
The door to the hotel is one big, and I've recently learned that this is a word that applies in this situation. It is one big wetlock, which is what you call an underwater airlock.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but I was reading about this this underwater base, and they had what they called wetlocks. So there you go. The hotel has a wetlock.
I am imagining that term applies as a warlock that has an aquatic patron. But
well, that makes an airlock Aang the Avatar, but
I mean, I don't see the problem with that.
That's true.
But oh god, there was something I was going to say, and now I cannot remember what it was.
Something about the hotel. Yeah,
the most inappropriate time.
This hotel, built for outsiders, is an atmosphere environment, but as you've all come to quickly learn, the Northern Block is 99%
being
flooded and underwater, so you've had to adapt to underwater life as you've been staying around the Northern Block.
Yep, lots of holes in the roof and the floor rather than doors.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we see you in the lobby typing your message to Greekfire about hazard pay. Cinch is arguing with Ziegler on the comm. Where do we see Whittle?
I imagine that Whittle is at home, in her actual home, and she's like just like finishing up like a final like twisting of a screw on her translation device before she reattaches it to her neck.
Cool. You're staying in the neighborhood proper. Yeah, I think we get like the transition that we get to Whittle is we get the transition where the camera goes past a wall, and on the left-hand side of the wall is one scene, on the right-hand side is the other. And on the left-hand side, we see this. We see the fancy hotel. A lot of it is like
I imagine that,
white with gold inlay.
Like
it's kind of
two actual chairs
an homage to a retro, like Fawlty Towers-esque hotel, but in the Vane signature
the floor,
clean style.
Where they like there is their tails round, so they like
a somewhat disconcerting feel to it, as a lot of the appliances are biological. As we cross over, we see the underwater environment of Whittle's childhood home. I think we hear
Yeah, Whittle will
I think we hear
grab her
a
own
yelling
food
upstairs,
and
like,
take her place at
Whittle!
the tables and be like,
Breakfast ready!
Thank you, Father. And Whittle will digs in, swim on out, because, of course, being Carter Cook and a natural home, everything is, of course, underwater. So,
the doors are not like squares attached to the floor, they're more like, portholes in the center of walls, right?
Just unintentionally.
I'm sure that in the roof and the floor would be avoided. I mean, the game always is to avoid trouble.
Yeah, lots of correlites. Yeah, I think come downstairs and or not downstairs. You swim to the level below, and in your family, I think we see
yes, Father, and she'll like.
It's not a dinner
look
table.
Over to her sister.
It's a dinner tortoise shell, upended to make like a very large,
of
slightly curved, almost bowl.
For eye rolling.
With we see a couple people sat around it. We see this beautiful pink and cyan, older Quetel,
maybe for the first time,
stood at some
on
kind
camera,
of cooking device.
Blinks.
We see
that's
tinkering at the table. I think with a set of, it looks like a jeweler's glass and watchmaker's tools. We see this blue and lime Quetel sat at the table, an untouched plate of medley. Not a plate, an untouched bowl of medley in front of the sister. As she sat there tinkering with some clockwork device.
Yeah, I imagine that there's only like 2 actual chairs for guests.
Well, I don't see
why
not.
The like just like poles out of the floor where they like attach their tails round, so they like just drift in place.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Penumbra.
Gently floating in the waves. Whenever a particularly large submersible goes past, everyone has to hold on to their stuff so it doesn't get washed away in the jet wash.
Yeah, Whittle will grab her own food and take her place at the tables and be like, "Thank you, Father." And I can assure you, I have never actually been a terrorist.
Yeah, it turns around and waves. A long rubber tool. It's kind of like an extended spatula in general direction. He goes, I don't want you getting into any trouble while you're here. I know you fancy going off world, and
I'm sure that that would be avoided. I mean, the game always is to avoid trouble. In an entirely
we've got a good reputation around here now, Whittle. I know that you're highfalutin enough doing adventures, but
going out there,
we don't need that kind of reputation.
Things here too.
Our shop's struggling.
And she just pulls out the half-shattered Queltel skull from last mission. Father. Just puts it on the table. Like, look over to her sister and. I'm thinking of what alternative they have for eye rolling.
Probably like a lizard licking their own eye.
like maybe for the first time on camera, Whittle blinks, and that's the eye rolling.
You've got like 6 different eyelid covers that all come across from different angles. Each with a slightly different filter.
It's a crashed jet ski.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and he goes, now you eat up, and you're gonna put some hours into the shop while you're here, right?
You have the
I don't see why not.
Yeah, good. And what's it that you do?
You find one. You find one that we can get hold of. Sure.
Padupa, the Pegonias, Penumbra. That's it. I saw that on the news the other day. They said they were terrorists.
Yeah.
Uncoil her tail.
My dog. You're
put the
not
skull back in her backpack and swim on over. And
I know you're a grown up now, and you got to make your own choices. But I thought I raised you better than.
I can assure you, I have never intentionally been a terrorist.
Just unintentionally.
Yeah.
She
he kind of turns around, goes back to stirring something. It's not as reassuring as I was hoping.
Yeah, he's just over there.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he still costs somehow, and Bloodwind's not buying one.
And in an entirely appropriate matter, get in the back of the she will say, underwater jet ski.
Yeah. Well, it's all very exciting going out there, but I mean, there's exciting things here too as well.
And then she just pulls out the half-shattered Quelter skull from last mission and just puts it on the table.
Yeah, your sister, the sister sat at the table, kind of looks up, doesn't say anything, looks back down, shaking her head, and goes, "I knew you were the favourite."
The jet ski gone
wrong. We hear, you hear. So your sister and your dad and yourself instinctively go to grab stuff as you hear the of a particularly powerful submersible motor go past. Everything in the house like rocks up and down a little bit, and you look outside and sat astride what in any other environment would be a motorbike, but is instead it looks like an underwater jet ski. Is sat a beautiful white and mint green Quetel youth wearing some kind of helmet. And he's got another helmet hanging in his hand. He goes, "Hey, good to see you around, Whittle. Hop on."
Whittle uncoil her tail, put the skull back in her backpack, and swim on over and be like, "All right, Mesa, how have you been?"
I'm good. I didn't expect to see you around here. Anyway, let's get going. Get an early start before your dad comes in to ruin everything.
She nods backwards over her shoulder to be like, "Yeah, he's just over there." I mean, surely it's about the
dad
prestige.
Turns around,
sure, Whittle could buy a bicycle, but she wants a motorbike.
Fine.
Yeah, she will get in the back of the underwater jet ski.
Yeah, it revs a couple times and goes. Vroom, hold on around Mesa, and head off to the neighborhood. Yeah, I think the Bloodwin and Cinch. You see someone who could be Whittle go past on a jet ski out past the hotel. Oh, what would you call an underwater jet ski?
There are also
subski?
Definitely
a subski
rentable submersibles available.
Yeah,
but they are very much
underwater.
Yeah.
I think Stench would turn to Bloodwin. Can we get one of those?
How things work.
Like her neck like craned like all the way as like they go out.
There's a light shower.
One of those.
Ziegler's just on the floor and there's.
You have the helper. I guess we wander.
Can we steal one of those?
Look through the back door.
The bucket in the other.
You find one. You find one that we can get hold of. Sure.
Just, yeah.
So like underwater mobility things aren't too uncommon. Like one of those basically motors that you grab onto and it pulls you along underwater.
Bloodwin connects.
They're like the equivalent of like a bicycle or a scooter.
Would this be easier with a pump?
Like.
Why does the water always repel?
And you just hang on to one.
And frantically
exactly. Like
trying to collect water, opens the back door to try and bail it out.
Come on, Ziegler. We've worked together enough.
The subski without that cover.
Ziegler,
everyone can breathe underwater.
A bucket won't work.
Nice.
No, but. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it still costs somehow, and it's less what you can do and more what physics says.
I mean, like to be fair, we are in a luxury hotel. I would think our hotel would rent them to their guests. Just saying.
I mean, surely it's about the prestige. Like, sure, Whittle could buy a bicycle, but she wants a motorbike.
Yeah, Ziegler, what is it that you are hoping will replace the water you were trying to remove?
There's plenty of shuttles off of your hotel. And
he's
there's
got a bucket in his hand.
guided adventure excursions where you ride one of these and you're given like big heavy
It's not working for obvious reasons.
You don't honestly think that you're going to create a vacuum inside the van, do you?
Triple protected, and you sign a waiver saying, if I drown, it's not the hotel's
fault.
Where's
the air supposed to come
from? You go on what's given as a dangerous tour, but to any free agent is very mild.
Who's this? Oh my God,
go around
the
edge of the city a couple times and then head back in.
There are also definitely
I don't have time for this. I'm busy.
Submersibles available, but they are very much tourist traps that are very highly marked up.
You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Very highly marked up and with atmosphere that smells like every other person that's ever hired it.
Gross. Let's just is Ziegler's van waterproof? Let's just take Ziegler's van.
I've set my mind. What?
It's water resistant.
That statement doesn't make sense.
So we'll still wear the breather inside it.
I think maybe this conversation was happening in character. You're talking about like.
What do you mean?
I think we cut to the inside of Ziegler's van. Where Ziegler, I think you're passed out on the floor, and we wake up as you feel the lapping of water start to overtake your nose.
That's a visual scene. Air will fill the van where the doors are.
Yeah,
you're looking through the whole entire van because it's been hollowed out. It's just there, isn't it? You can see down the seams of where the metal's been welded, where there's a bit of rust. There's like little sprinklers almost.
Yes,
coming in, and it's just like there's a light showering. Ziegler's just on the floor and there's totally passed out. And water's just
a roll of duct tape in one hand.
Yep, and a bucket in the other.
Yeah,
and Ziegler's just the water level's just got high enough where it's touched his cheek. I think.
Yeah, it's just like you've taken an inhale and you've like spluttered a little bit, and that's what's woken you up.
So I think it starts coughing. What that? Why does the water always rebel? And it frantically starts trying to collect water, opens the back door to try and bail it out.
Opens the back door.
Cinchin Bodwin, you see as the back of Ziegler's van slams open, and then Ziegler goes flying into his own cockpit as a rush of water fills his van.
He knows how water works, right?
I'm not sure he knows how anything works. I think, just out of curiosity,
he's good at killing people.
On their wrist computer, is going to pull up. Yeah, but that's less about how things work and how to make things. I just want to see, get a rough estimate for how much it would cost to have Ziegler's van made. I guess we wander out.
Yeah, I don't think look through the back door. I don't think Ziegler can see what's going on. He's got a bucket in his hand. He's underwater. He's desperately trying to chip water out of his van. It's not working for obvious reasons.
I think Bodwin connects comms is like, would this be easier with a pump?
Yeah. Bodwin and Cinch suit up, take the wet lock.
Who's this on my comms? I'm busy.
We've worked together enough.
I don't have time for this. I'm busy.
Ziegler, do either a bucket won't work.
You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Well, I'm like, we're not telling you what you can and can't do. We're just telling you what will and won't work, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you can do. And more what physics says will happen. Open each one in a different tab.
Because you can do anything you set your mind to, except this.
I've set my mind. What? That statement doesn't make sense.
Neither does bailing out water under the ocean.
Ziegler, what is it that you are hoping will replace the water you are trying to remove from your van?
What do you mean replace? I'm just removing the water.
Yes, but you can't. You don't honestly think that you're going to create a vacuum inside the van, do you?
What do you mean? Air will fill the gap.
Where's the air supposed to come from?
Well, it's just there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you look around the back of Ziegler's van, you see like 6 or 7 empty O2 tanks.
Oh. Ziegler, buddy,
as you've stepped outside, we get this beautiful pullback shot where we see a city, but where normally you'd expect to see a city
I guess neither of them
the street level,
has a.
If
you want to get this particular brand of van waterproof, you would need
the human crowds like flowing on the streets below. Instead, there's no one street. It's very vertical. Like, instead of an apartment building where everyone leaves by the same entrance, there's skyscrapers where
not
every
much.
Other floor has its own entrance. There are multiple streets.
I note those locations.
And instead of a flow of cars in the road, there's various levels of submersibles.
Nothing that I can use to tease Ziegler
because of the verticality, the streets have gone taller rather than wider. So we see a lot of people shaking their fists in anger as people didn't indicate that they were going to go up a level or down a level. We see traffic officers that have an underside of their wing green and then the top of their wing red, and they're directing traffic using their vast bodies at intersections. We just see the hustle and bustle of cell block city regular life as you're in more of a locals area of the city. We see beautiful correlite, like to what an outsider look like sculptures, but to a native are just normal architecture of like living, growing buildings that have been shaped.
How about we take you to
and we see little fish
underwater
everywhere.
Vehicle
plenty of Weppel,
and have them take a look at your problem, because
humans both in environment suits and not in environment suits, submersibles as the car equivalents. Yeah, we get this hustle and bustle.
I'm not paying for anything. It's your van.
That has adapted to being vertical rather than horizontal.
So I think Bob, just out of curiosity, is going to like on their wrist computer is going to pull up like a local mechanic. I just want to see, like, get a rough estimate for how much it would cost to have Ziegler's van made underwater worthy.
Two doing their standing around. Come in and help me play that out.
You see two local machine shops.
That's why we need to bail it out.
You see an advertisement for Supreme Submersibles and Correlite Repair.
I don't know what you're... Can you stop saying this? It doesn't make sense.
And
Stop
you see an advert
nonsense.
for
Just bail it
Zaki
out.
Gear.
Zaki Gear.
Gear as in Gear, as in the gear of a bike.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's just my accent. Sorry.
That's okay.
So, yeah.
Go with the one that sounds more local as opposed to the sound one that sounds more commercial.
Getting you to pay for it.
Yeah.
Fine.
The one that the locals know to go to type deal.
Yeah.
Thought I might be able to get this for free.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of like open
goes and sits in the
each
front,
one in a
turns
different
the
tab
engine
and just
on,
like
the windscreen wiper
run through pricing type deal. But
yeah, for run through pricing for like
Either turns the windscreen wipers on full, sprays it, starts trying to.
So you find if you're looking through Supreme Submersibles and Correlite Repair, it's got an advertisement for one Taunton Parmesan Seal, who runs it, and it's selling like used subs and repairing subs, and also offering like key cutting and shoe repair, and it's kind of an all-in-one kind of workshop, with a focus on vehicles. And then Zaki Gear looks like it's more trended towards like the personal underwater gear. So like those motors that pull people along, those devices that the jets that pull people along, or like environment suits, stuff like that.
Cool. I guess neither of them kind of clearly has a. If you want to get this particular brand of van waterproof, it would cost this much. But
yeah, no. If you went to talk to someone, but they don't specifically have waterproof and outside vehicle, like that would be more probably in the Eastern Bloc. You'd find something like that, but here in the Northern Bloc, not so much.
Not much.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I note those locations as those might be useful for buying things later, but nothing that I can use to tease Ziegler right now.
Yeah.
Indeed. I imagine that has had quite an effect on the business.
It's probably just it goes underwater, so why don't you just like keep your environment suit on and just drive it underwater?
What do you mean? What are you two doing there standing around? Come in and help me bail it out.
But it's all full. It's not going anywhere.
That's why we need to bail it out.
We have no air to replace the water with.
I don't know what you're... Can you stop saying this? It doesn't make sense. Stop talking nonsense. Just bail it out.
We cut to... Sorry. Go on.
How about we take you to a underwater vehicle supplier and have them take a look at your problem, because it's clearly you have a water issue.
Fine, but this better not be pricey, or I'm getting you
head
to pay
over to
I'm not paying for anything. It's your van,
and what needs repairing, and especially to see if in the time she's been away, there's anything new and interesting.
He goes and sits in the front, turns the engine on, and the windscreen wipers are going absolutely mental.
You try to spray your screen to clear it.
Oh yeah. Either turns the windscreen wipers on full, sprays it, starts trying to clear. Where's the water coming off?
Yeah, wiper fluid puffs into the air.
Now, I may not be an expert, but I believe
this is when we cut to the back of a subski, pulling up outside a Supreme Submersibles and Coralite repair, as Mesa steps off the back of the subski, parks it up with a boop boop, because that exists underwater as well, and starts to unlock the doors of the shop. It's good to see you around here. I've missed you having you in the shop. Honestly, it's been a busy time, especially with opening up. Well, you'd know more than me. You've been out there.
Indeed, I imagine that has had quite an effect on the business.
Yeah, the clunk as the bright, vivid pink key turns in the circular porthole-esque door, and the shop opens up and reaches in, flicks on
the notebook, and we
the bioluminescent glow lamps that spark into life.
Something like
that. The flickering lights turn on. We see the family workshop of Tartan Parmesan CL. And Mesa goes straight for a workbench where
do I notice Whistle's
suspension
come within range?
Immediately gets tools out, starts clunking on it. You can find the job list behind the desk. Just pick something to work on. I'm sure Taunton and Belter won't mind.
Yeah, Whittle will nod and head over to
in that case, I would
what's up and what needs
sat in
repairing.
The passenger seat,
and especially to see if
pull out my common
in the time she's
ping
been
Whittle
away,
a message
saying new and interesting.
We found Ziegler and he's having a bit of trouble with his van. And I'll take a selfie of myself with the water-filled back of the van in the background.
A flat perception test where you're having a look around.
We're going to this place, and I name the Supreme Submersibles, and say, "You're a local. Is this
I may not be an
shot
expert,
to get
but
this
I believe
sorted?
this isn't looking for danger." So
it isn't looking for danger. 4. Yeah. Yeah, you see. I don't think you see the jobs list that he was talking about.
Yeah, I guess we pull up and
you go behind. There's like a pile of papers. There's a stack of mail that looks like it could be important, but your eyes just skip over it for some reason. You see the till. See, like behind the desk, there's various books and folders of not paper, but what would it be? I don't know, thin coral.
We have definitely not stayed in the correct driving lanes.
Yeah, I think because we had but this is ages ago now. When I'm made Whittle, she got a notebook, and we said it was like a seaweed paper equivalent, something like that.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Seaweed paper. And then ink still works underwater, so ink pens would be fine. It's a different colour to what it would be above surface, but
yeah, don't see why not.
With ink.
So, well, there's no list of items, but I'm sure she can find something that's broken and just start repairing that.
Yeah. I don't think you find the jobs list, but you just see on a bench somewhere, you see something that you feel like you could fix.
What's the front of the shop look like?
I think it's around that time that you could see your gang
I was picturing Ziegler being a coal-powered van
to come and park outside your shop. Of all the places they could have gone to, they'd somehow end up in your family shop.
I think park's quite a generous word for how I would describe Ziegler.
Yeah. Bloodwind, Cinch, and Ziegler. As you go along, you get like a feel for the neighborhood as you head towards this. You kind of move away from like the fancy hotel, and you stop seeing.
Oh yeah, it's a great place.
As many like environment suited humans, and it slowly becomes more and more like.
Indeed.
The wipers have been on this entire way.
What's the word? Not
a
suburb.
There's a stream,
like an actual place where people who live in the city live, not like the high street or residential. Feels very residential. Like the big branded shops give way to like smaller corner shops. You see one that
do those limited time offers
stands out to you because it's called Commonwealth Common Goods, but is clearly like local owned, and everything inside is local, and there's locals queuing up for it. So it's a bit of a curious name. You see,
there's a big cloud of
do these vehicles looks like they look like they've been here for a while?
Eatery. Name is
Seaworthy,
Daisy's
I guess is the right term.
You see like a few crowds of people walking along. You just get kind of like. Even though you're in this big city and you've got like big
but they
buildings
look like
all around you, you
yes,
get this feeling
like second,
of like
third, fourth hand, they all look
out and
like
Ziegler immediately launches out of the vehicle.
Well looked after, well repaired, that kind of thing, or do they look like they're falling apart? Do I notice Whittle's comm come within range as we get close to this place?
I don't know, Whittle, do they? You got it switched on?
Don't see why not.
I mean, I don't think I spend 5 minutes, so I don't think my eye for detail applies.
Flickers onto your AR display.
Cool. I think in that case, I would be sat in the passenger seat, would pull out my comm and ping Whittle a message saying, we found Ziegler and he's having a bit of trouble with his van. I'll take a selfie of myself with the water-filled back of the van in the background.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to this place, and like I name the Supreme Submersibles, and say, "You're a local. Is this a good shot to get? What's the difficulty here?"
Yeah, and Whittle will message back like, "Oh yeah, it's a great place. It's owned by my family, in fact."
Small world.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess we pull up and.
Do we pull up? What's the front of the shop look like before?
Yeah, so
how Ziegler drives.
So kind of like in the picture here, you're on a lower level of the city. Like, if you look up, I think it's one of those things where right at the top there's like a fancy high street, but where you are, you've been heading like diagonally downwards as well as you've been moving horizontally. And
we have definitely not stayed in the correct driving lanes.
Oh yeah, you've been like in between lanes. You've been honked at a bunch. Yeah,
I think Ziegler's just driven a straight line diagonally. Like,
yeah,
about the lanes.
You've blasted past a few traffic enforcement points.
The wipers have been on this entire way, and the
yeah, you're out of wiper fluid right now.
Well, I like the idea. There's a stream of soap behind us.
Yeah, just frothing water, just polluting the atmosphere.
Yeah, so I think
there's like this ledge of coral, and there's various posts in which
a couple of the ones that look
have like recharging points.
Probably some of the
a lot of these vehicles, it's many years in the future. A lot of these vehicles are electrical, and there's good
that they spot
recharging infrastructure here.
I'm sure any of these would be
electrical.
Ziegler's drive. I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not sure they'll meet your need for speed. I was picturing Ziegler being a coal-powered van somehow. If you want to submersible,
there's a big steam turbine.
Yeah. Yeah, you pull up like the ledge outside Supreme. You can see how it's
like floating in the back of it. Just be like, yeah, no, not strapped in.
I will do my best.
Pull out and you forget that launches out of the vehicle.
What would be an alleyway between Supreme submersibles and the next building along? You see 3 abreast. You see stacks of vehicles in the equivalent of like a parking lot. And a lot of them have like bright signs in the window that say like 16,750 shells, and a sticker that says limited time offer, and you see like these secondhand vehicles for sale outside the shop.
Do those limited time offer stickers look ancient?
Oh yeah, they're peeling, like they've been there forever. Yeah.
Finch probably turns to Bloodwind and is like, maybe we could go for a test drive.
Do these vehicles like they look like they've been here for a while, but they look like seaworthy, I guess is the right term?
I mean, most of them are for locals. They're not like atmosphere enabled. They are sit-in motors, basically.
But they look like, yes, they're probably like second, third, fourth hand, but they all look like they've been well looked after, well repaired, that kind of thing. Or do they look like they're falling apart?
Well, we have mechanics to decide what Bloodwind thinks. So let's make a perception test, or an intellect if you're really like giving this a study.
I don't think I spend 5 minutes, so I don't think my eye for detail applies.
Yeah. You can go and kick the propellers and I don't know, kick the tires.
Yeah, I don't care enough to apply effort or anything, and I don't think I have any skills that apply.
I mean, technically, there is like cinches, like, you're physically looking at something.
Yep.
I'm stretching that enable others.
What's the difficulty here?
No difficulty. This is just cool. How much detail I tell you about these vehicles.
Cool.
19. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think thanks to that 19, what you're able to gather is that everything, as you look, it's in fairly good nick. Some better than others. I think you're able to work out like the equivalent of the number plate system, like the local vehicle registry serial, which is like
fails to understand how water works.
Some part of it, whatever. You're able to work it out and get like the age of the vehicles, and some of them are ancient. They've done 200,000 leagues and are on their last stretch. But you know that everything here is priced like 120 to 150% of what it's actually worth, and you get the impression that negotiation is
haphazardly parked.
We're like, oh, do you have any snail?
I think you do spot a couple cars not cars, a couple submersibles that have like underlying problems that an owner would only discover after a few months of owning it.
It's not that we don't like water, it's that
snuck in there amongst most of the respectable and
he insists on sleeping in the back of the thing, and he doesn't breathe water. Yeah, so I think
yes, sir.
In response
to some of my associates from
kind of like points at like a couple of the ones that look like they're probably some of the newer and less the ones that don't have any of the issues that they spot and go, yeah. I'm sure any of these would be
could you repeat that? You
interesting drive. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they'll meet your need for speed, but
oh no, he's just very serious about his work.
If you want a submersible,
as a minor effect, what I'll give you is an asset to pass forward to any future roll you make relating to a vehicle during this session. You can have an asset saved. One of those rolls.
I will do my best to completely forget that that's a thing.
Me too. I
think Ziegler brandishes.
I think Cinchlick kind of like half walks, half floats out of the back of Ziegler's van, sort of getting used to swimming, but still not quite. And
it's kind of disorienting because when you swim, you go horizontal, but the world is still vertical, so you get this kind of Inception-esque kind of like as you twist as you swim around, the perspective of the city changes, and it can be very disorienting.
Yeah, like she's like just barely gotten used to it, and she's still trying to figure out handles, and she can't quite get how everyone just sort of walks around. It's just half the time, like she'll just like grab onto Glitterbot, who clunks to the bottom of wherever he is and walks around.
Yeah, but I'm not the one who
very obviously a noob.
Live underwater.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But I'll go into the shop and just like yell, "Hey Whittle, do you want like shrimp or calamari flavored? I brought extra." Like hold out more lollipops.
You
expect
me to keep him from doing whatever he wants?
Oh yeah. I got one left.
Yeah, and she'll go for that one.
Yeah, as you walk in, you see the mint white and cyan Quetel working on a suspension block. Turns and goes, "Friend of yours?"
Yes, sir. There are some of my associates from working off-world.
Oh, I see. Turns back and keeps working on the suspension array.
She very quietly whispers, "Does he
know?" Could you repeat that?
Really weirdly
I'm just like, just gonna like whisper to Whittle very quietly. Does he not like us?
Oh yes, definitely not. Oh no, he's just very serious about his work.
Okay. This kind of wanders around and pokes around different engines. And points to Ziegler's van and like, "Can you make that work, or should we steal a test drive?"
The Mesa turns, wiping his hands on a sponge that's by the workshop.
Well, Stitch was using a breather, wasn't she?
I suppose I should give you the cell. Welcome to Supreme Submersibles and Correlate Repair. If you need your vehicle serviced, your watch repaired, your furniture touched up,
fixed.
We are the family shop to do it.
Fix it, yeah?
Fix what?
Our friend here fails to understand how water works. Especially designed pressure suit seeing is weird from above ground, above water.
It's kind of loud, but he tries to growl quietly, but it's really deafeningly
loud. Are you able to seal that thing up as Bobby kind of like points out through the front of the door?
Yeah, but the speakers are interfacing with the water, aren't they? So it's going to be like pulses.
I feel like you chose the wrong planet to visit if you don't like water, friend.
He tries to grow. Ziegler brandishes his duct tape and sort of points at the van.
It's
fix.
It's not that we don't like water. I got my helmet well, he insists on sleeping in the back of the thing, and he doesn't breathe water.
Right. Well, I can put you on the back of the queue, but got quite a few cars in the quite a few subs in the shop.
What do you mean, subs? Just fix my van, yeah?
I'm not the one who decided to bring a grav vehicle to Cardacook.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who decided to live underwater.
That is so insensitive.
Finch now turns to Whittle's like, okay, now I know he's not going to like us.
Oh, yes, like, definitely now.
It's kind of like licks. Taya just shoves her lollipop in her mouth.
I think Ziegler turns to Cinch and says, if you want me to try this snack, you have to put it into my nutrient system. Blend it and feed it into here.
As you say that, Cinch, you all hear from outside
a port where you can put nutrient matter and it will get fed into.
And you look outside and you see an iridescent, I would call it white, but it's more like mother of pearl sub with a mint green stripe down the middle that says, it's got letters that in the language of the Concord, some of you can read it, some of you can't, I imagine. It says CSCT. And there's flashing blue and red lights on top. And you hear the siren again. Whoop, 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 whoop. As it's parked up next to Ziegler's van outside.
Who's vandalizing my van?
I would say definitely keep him in the shop. Turn to like Bloodwood. It's like, big guy, stay put for a minute.
Vandalizing my van, though.
No.
You expect me to keep him from doing whatever he wants?
Yes. Damn it. Hey, big guy, just chill out for a second. Those are the real police, not like us.
I'll chill out when my van's fixed.
We'll get your van fixed. Don't worry, buddy. So just kind of like goes up to him and pats his like, don't worry, buddy. We'll get your van fixed, right, Whittle? Like, just all of a sudden, like, a police escort is not what we want.
I mean, Ziegler's got his helmet on at the moment. He's speaking out of his speaker system, so it's kind of loud. But he tries to growl quietly, but it's really deafeningly loud.
It's probably really weirdly muted because we're underwater.
But the speakers are interfacing with the water, aren't they? So it's going to be like
there's a rush of bubbles.
It's like a
you blow out angrily.
Cinch gives him a lollipop. It's like, here, buddy, it's shrimp flavored.
Yeah. What am I meant to do with this? I got my helmet on.
Clinks against his environment suit.
Yeah, Whittle
which you are also wearing,
more capable swings.
Or else you would be drowning.
Kind of like half along.
Well, Cinch was using a breather, wasn't she?
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how are you using a breather? And so, are you taking deep breaths, sucking on your lollipop, and then putting the breather back in?
I pictured like the lollipop was like in underneath the suit. Kind of thing.
Okay.
Like
wearing your full suit.
I put the suit on and just had the lollipop in underneath it.
Cool. There's like a little hatch that you're passing snacks through.
Exactly.
Cool.
Specially designed pressure suit with a hatch for snacks.
Well, it got like ripped open, so I figured like, why
you
not?
Got like one of those hats with beer cans in it with a straw that goes through your environment suit.
I think Ziegler turns to Cinch and
noticing.
If you want me to try this snack, you have to put it into my nutrient system. Blend it and feed it into here. There's like a little
shows you a port.
There's a little port where you can put nutrient matter and it will get
fed to be a universal small hose would click into that, and you probably
like look between the hose, looks at the lollipop like, so you don't eat?
Yeah, as no one comes out, you hear the slamming of doors as you see if you're glancing through the windows of this shop, you see two uniformed people step out. You see a Quetzal and you see a human who curiously isn't wearing an environment suit.
Ooh.
You see a Quetzal and they kind of step out and they're kind of like swimming around the van, examining it, and the human is writing on a seaweed pad.
think like I'd like grab Whittle and just kind of awkwardly swim out to go meet the police. I'm like, just stay, but like really just like play up the fact that I'm doing this very awkwardly and I'm very not from here, and hope that works a little bit. And just be like,
yeah, Whittle will use her own more capable swimming skills to kind of like half drag her along.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Cinch comes out of the shop fully upside down in relation to the rest of the city.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hi officers, is there a problem? Just like trying to right herself.
Yeah. The human who is on the young side of middle-aged,
I don't think you need
Asian,
to worry, officer, because this
dark
van
hair,
isn't the van you're looking for.
kind of a rounded off face, with rather prominent ears. And can anyone, either Cinch or Whittle, make a perception
I'm using grand
test?
deception
Difficulty
to convince an
3.
intelligent cheat sheet I can understand you that isn't hostile, something that is wildly and obviously untrue. Is this noticing danger?
It isn't.
You want to do it, Little, or do you want me to?
Well, I already did in fact.
There it is.
You get help. You get help from Cinch. Actually, no, you don't, because it's perception. Oh, I guess you get help because Cinch is also perceiving. I'll give you it. You beat difficulty 3. You note that along with like the standard law enforcement gear, the uniform, there's a belt, various objects. They've both got a spear
the seam on the newly repaired.
You note that this apparent human has gills behind his rather large ears. Yeah, you note that as he's right. Is this your vehicle?
It's a friend of ours.
Right, well, your friend is violating several regulations, so we're going to be giving him a ticket.
Dude, like we're from out of town, and it broke down, and it's we've had a really rough time. We did like the Hollow Queen thing, and we're just trying to get his van fixed, and we're really sorry. We didn't know we're and like I'm like spinning upside down, trying to right myself, like just trying to play up the sorry and pathetics. Like and when we came to my friend's shop here to try and get it fixed, so we can just get out. Do you think you could overlook the ticket, officer? Please.
The name badge says Ying. And as he
turns
towards you, flips the notebook closed.
If you want the intervention
to
to be illegal doing something
goes,
stupid, I can.
She's not from round here. You're telling me?
Well, me and my friend. Well, she's off world with me most of the time now.
Well, I don't think you need to worry, officer, because this van isn't the van you're looking for.
Does Whittle have the force?
Are you using an ability or being cheeky?
I am using an ability. I'm using grand deception to convince an intelligent cheat sheet I can understand you that isn't hostile, something that is wildly and obviously untrue.
Yeah.
Whittle has the force!
Whittle leveled up into being a Jedi.
Yeah, cool. Spend your 3 points, and which you don't have to because you got an edge of 3 because you are very clever.
Off the engine is still running.
Yeah. And he flicks his notepad shut and he goes, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna let this go. Holly, yeah, what? It's fine. I've talked it out with these fine people, and we're gonna leave it alone for now. If you insist." And Holly comes round the side of the van. Young Quettle, various shades of brown. You see, like, it kind of transitions from head to tail, from darker to lighter. Holly comes round, kind of. It's hard to tell for Cinch, but for Whittle, Holly is glaring, with very grumpy kind of attitude. Comes around the corner and goes, we can't keep letting outsiders get away with this. They should educate themselves before they come to
I'd like to
our
think
city.
that the van had its windscreen wipers going this entire time.
You're absolutely right, Holly, and I'm very, very sorry.
Oh yeah.
We're just.
What brings you to the city here anyway?
Well, we're looking for a friend of ours. We're looking for a guy. Maybe you've heard of him, Greek Fire.
Yeah. Can you make an intellect check for me? No difficulty.
I don't think that was a great roll.
Yeah, not a great roll.
Can can I use my chaotic ability to try that one again?
You certainly can. What would the intervention be?
The intervention could. If you want the intervention to be Ziegler doing something stupid, I can.
No, I'm just trying to think.
People driving through the smog trail left behind it.
Well,
Up in the lungs up.
I think the intervention could be that even if you succeed on this, Holly hates you.
You say that like
That's okay.
Isn't terrifying.
Even if I give her a lollipop.
Yeah, like I don't know, just something in your attitude, the way, like the chaotic way you're acting. She just she doesn't like you, and nothing will persuade her of not liking you.
That's okay. Let's try that again. See if I get any better. 19, yeah. So
yeah.
do I give away an experience with that one too?
Oh yes, you do. Yeah, gain XP, give an XP away. Yeah.
Give it to Ziegler.
You know I have to talk to this one to fix my van. Ooh.
Cool. Yeah. So she just goes to you. I'm done here. Let's go, Philip. And walks back towards the submersible, like the mother of pearl vehicle. Gets in, slams the door as much as you can. Slam a door underwater. Very gently clunks.
To get us into lesser traffic trouble on the way there.
And we cut back and we see Philip going, I could have sworn there was a van here a second ago. He's looking like right at it. He kind of shakes his head. Turns back to you and goes, you shouldn't mention that in front of Holly, but
I mean,
you should swing by the
already
station
prepared whatever
sometime.
it was she was looking at.
A wink. It's back to patrol and walks back to the vehicle, slams it in with a gentle burble of the engine. They truck off around
I didn't
doing
get
their
into
patrol.
trouble hardly at all when I was on planet.
Well, I guess we found our contacts.
No.
As an aside, I'd like to think that the van had its windscreen wipers going this entire
And
time.
Whistling is very much.
That's fine.
So did all the engine running.
What things are building up in her mind.
I think Ziegler's gonna.
I think then she just turned to Whittle. Am I doing something to make everyone not like me?
Well, I think it's more a kind of general dissatisfaction with people coming in from off-world and blatantly ignoring basic rules put in place for the safety of the people using the roads. And she
just before we
definitely doesn't
leave,
look towards Ziegler.
If we can't get that fixed here, can we buy the parts?
We get a
smash
cut to a trail of soap which has caused an accident somewhere further up in the city, where someone ran into the windscreen wiper fluid, ended up swerving to miss Ziegler, who was barreling through the lanes, crashed into a lamppost.
I mean, the thing still drives.
Spiraled off, hit a pedestrian.
People driving through the smog trail left behind it.
Yeah, we just get this smash cut of mild carnage as Whittle says that. Then we cut back to the main show.
So you're gonna drive, huh?
Well, I'm willing to do it to get us into less traffic trouble on the way there.
I just like head back in. It's like, okay, so ticket. Yay, Whittle. But we may know who we get to talk to at the station.
I already know I have to talk to this one to fix my van.
Typical. Whittle's back on planet for a week and she's already going to the station.
Thanks, and
Are you
hey,
bad at
well, just in case I don't come back before, I didn't get into trouble back after whatever it is we're doing. I was on planet. Give this share this.
Whittle, are you a badass here? Like, Cinch like all of a sudden all excited about it.
And with the one captain had not what Cinch is building up in her mind.
Oh god. You I think probably got a response to that like you say that like Whittle isn't terrifying off planet.
I mean she is, but she doesn't use her powers of evil on us. So she's like
as you're having this conversation, from the back of a shop we hear the underwater equivalent of a bell tinkle as a young female Whittle comes through. Blue, turquoise and lime coloration comes through. And she blinks and goes, "That's our Whittle. Always been so special. Leaving the world, leaving a perfectly good job here, just to go explore the universe." And she goes over to a workbench and starts tinkering with something small.
Is there an advertisement? Is there like a TV in the background with an advertisement for it playing where there's lots of people slapping it on different holes that have water?
I left home too. Don't worry.
Is it Ben?
Of course,
is it
left
like
her on
sub-brand Ben Seal?
Horrible gang-ridden asteroid. But she was still mad.
Mesa looks at his chronometer and goes, "Well, you've worked for about an hour and you're already off having an adventure. So I'll clock you in. Don't worry, I'll put you on the timesheet. Thanks for your hard work, Whittle."
How much for this? How much for this then?
I mean, knowing Whittle, she'll already have repaired whatever it was she was looking at.
Oh. What about removing the water though?
Kind of grumbles and acknowledges the point. True.
Now that's a good idea.
Totally
you have a straw.
We'll just say thanks, and well, just in case I don't come back after whatever it is we're doing, give this share this to the family, and she'll pass over the vintage bottle of wine she got from that's from Neighbourhood that the one captain had.
Yeah. Mace will take it and be like, oh, thank you. And Belter comes up to you and wraps her arms around you and like whispers in your ear, "You'd better come back, you idiot."
Excited.
Let's go of you.
So, just before we leave,
Ziegler
we
has
can't
also
get
been.
That
he gets these components. He's going to.
Can we buy the parts so we can try and do it ourselves?
Or whatever. I can't remember the thing. There's a picture
Mesa looks you up and down and goes,
I can't remember the name of.
"I can
something like that.
Loan you an old clunker for the weekend."
Of all the assorted items and behind me.
I mean, the thing still drives. We just want to seal it airtight.
Looks around, heads over to a wall that has on it like various priced up products. You see, like,
she's not going to stop him.
You see like clothes polishing stuff, like brushes and various other small items. It comes up with a can, well. And on the side of it is a picture of a smiling assembled Commonwealth.
3/4 of the van has the same
Navy officer,
to, like, leaking areas.
The
other
bright
quarter is just
blue and white ceremonial
covered.
uniform, like gurning and giving the can a big smile and a thumbs up. And it says, it says on the side of it, it says Navy liquid rubber.
In preparation.
Yeah, don't trust that stuff.
Passes it over to you.
You mean to say that Ziegler is producing Hans Zimmer soundtrack?
There's lots of people slapping it on different holes.
Yes, exactly.
We're splitting the work 4 ways in here. Yeah. Is it Ben's? Is it
heavy work? That's a lot of leakage.
Lots of. I really hate you sometimes, Tristan. I was told by Quentin this is the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
Fitch is just like, I vote the clunker because I don't trust anything from the Navy.
How much for this? How much for this then?
Tell you what, just to get you at my shop, you can have it for free.
I assume everybody else is doing it really competently. What about removing the water though?
Have you tried slurping it up with a straw and spitting it out?
Now that's a good idea. Do you have a straw?
I guess
the entire floor is just rubber.
To the police station.
Hang on 1 second.
To our new contact.
Rummages in a box under the a trunk under the workbench. It's like a storage space. He pulls up a corallite tube and throws it to you through the water that floats towards you.
I think Ziegler takes it excitedly.
Yeah. Whittle, he's just thrown Ziegler part of an exhaust.
Your suit has a filter on it, correct?
Hey, she's not going to stop him.
Surely that will filter out the water better than your lungs.
Didn't think so. Just you would know.
See how much water I get out of the van. I think Ziegler takes it excitedly. Roll Mike to see how much water I get out of the van.
So.
I think Ziegler has also been.
Once he gets the oxygenated water.
Tweet this to Biscuity or whatever I can't remember the thing. So there's a picture network that Ziegler uses that. So the van's under slight negative pressure.
Spacebook.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm taking a picture of all the assorted items and
interest.
Yeah, they're all awfully out of focus because you're trying to take pictures underwater and not properly adjusting. Yeah. Yeah, so you send Ziegler a picture of a long pink out of focus object.
Yep. Fine, with some rubber water out. Sealant as well.
Yeah, you get a message back that says very nice winky face.
Big pink. I thought so too! Exclamation mark.
Oh my god.
More where this came from later. Oh, actually, maybe if
I'm going to spray it all over my van.
While the van's sealed. I'm going to spray the inside of my van in preparation.
Stupid. Stupid. Right.
Bloodwind, Whittle, and Cinch are going to help.
Oxygen tank. Doing it oxygen. We're splitting the work 4 ways in here. Hot heavy work.
Oh god. Could be using a sucking technique to get the water out my van.
I was told by a question this is the best way of doing it. Off.
Stupid. Right, moving swiftly on. Do we get like the action montage of the van being sealed up with this black spray?
Oh yeah, I mean, I assume everybody else is doing it really competently. Ziegler's trying to suck water out of the
van. Three quarters of the van has the sealant applied to like leaking areas. The other quarter is just completely covered.
Yeah.
The entire floor is just rubber.
Every time you like suck in and blow out through the tube, you feel a little bit woozy. And when you blow out, it makes
a bailed
sound.
What's his face?
Yeah.
You mean to say that Ziegler is producing Hans Zimmer soundtrack?
Yes. When he blows out through this
Whittle puts the windscreen.
Yeah, you're able to get the van sealed up because I'm not gonna make you roll. You just seal the van with Flex Seal. That's fine. Sorry.
I want to see how much water I get out of the
brand distinct navy liquid rubber.
Can I roll Mike to see how much water I get out of the van?
You get a comedically small amount of water out of the van.
I'm rolling, fuck you.
Fine. Roll. Yeah, you get even less than I thought.
So the van's under slight
With a 7.
So the van's under slight negative pressure now.
Yeah. Right, so the van is repaired. What you're gonna do?
Drive to the police station and talk to our new contact.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, does the harpoon
probably
still have the 3
maybe Whittle should drive? She knows the area.
Fine, it'll give me a chance to empty more water out.
Exactly.
Do I need the shotgun?
I'll help.
Yeah, take my.
It's a range pistol. It's non-lethal. Ziegler, your suit has a filter on it, correct? And do comedy damage. Surely that will filter out the water better than your lungs can.
Actually, maybe if I open these oxygen tanks while the van's sealed.
It was highly oxygenated water.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah.
I think so. You can snap all the necks off all the oxygen tanks that are still harpoon in the van.
Whittle take the wheel.
Whittle does indeed take the wheel.
Yeah, Whittle takes the wheel and drives us out of this situation. Yeah, Whittle, I mean, you know where to go.
Yeah, the shotgun's now mounted. If you attempt to the windscreen wipers off, Ziegler will intervene.
You are in a much less chaotic fashion.
Whittle makes the
civilian mode.
That seems very unlikely, and
I think Ziegler nods to Whittle.
Probably not the greatest move in a police station.
In a much less chaotic fashion, you
it'll
manage to
also
navigate
be, a bit
the
less
streets of
effective,
this neighborhood and pull up outside the police station, which is on a triangular-shaped building to where it's a square building, but it's been divided triangularly, and the entrance is on one corner. With the back of the building being the base of the triangle, and then the other side being a different establishment. Yeah, you walk in.
2 to 5 years.
Well, I mean, you don't walk in at all. You swim in, if anything. But you can tell me. You pull up outside the law enforcement place.
Okay.
Yeah, you see parked up next to it more of the mother of pearl vehicles that you saw. You see uniformed officers going in and out.
The bearded 2 to 5 years, not 20.
4 stories of the building is dedicated to this.
I will actually come round to your house and strangle you. I want my
let's go in.
I think Zen just kind of looks up and sort of moves the lollipop stick from one side of her mouth to the other. It's like, this will be the first time I've gone into a cop shop without handcuffs on. Feels weird.
First time you went into a cop shop without what? Sorry?
Handcuffs on.
Scenic route inside of we went and bailed what's his face?
Oh, I guess so, that's true. This feels really official though.
Do I need the shotgun?
I don't know what the rules around carrying weapons are. Whittle?
Well, there's always the slightest chance of sea creature attack, but that seems very unlikely and probably not.
I don't think Zeke is getting through this one
in a police station. Then again, it'll also be a bit less effective given that it's not a custom for underwater.
That's the harpoon.
The Aguamal weapon you purchased out mounted on the van mount.
The shotgun's now mounted in the back of the van.
Cool.
Does the harpoon still have the 3-foot rubber missile attached?
I was about to say it's currently got that attached because I'm in civilian mode right now.
I think it'd take a range penalty in that case, but we'll talk about that when it comes to it.
It's a range penalty, but it's non-lethal.
Yeah.
Yep. Do comedy damage.
There's damage to my intellect pool.
How many years have passed so far, Mr. GM?
Something like burst of
How many
flame.
years?
Yes,
Yeah.
it might.
Since what?
Since I got my promise for the missile.
Like a few months? Like 3 months?
It's still 2 to 5 years.
In terms of time, the sessions pretty much happen as they happen. So the entirety of Free Agent so far has been within around like 8-9 months.
Okay.
Aww.
So you might be able to get one in a session in 2051. They might finally make delivery of the WMD to you.
Wait, 2051?
The bearded 2 to 5 years, not 25.
Oh, did you not read it properly?
I mean, Whittle's not a terrorist.
Yeah, Whittle nods long
actually
with
come round to us
with
and
pretty much
strangle
every yes as well.
I know where you live. I don't think Ziegler's swimming.
We'll see. We'll see when you can take delivery.
Totally want to be there for that strangulation, by the way.
Was it trail of black?
Yeah, it's just like head in, see if we can find Officer Yang was his name.
I think this goes from like Whittle, who have
you get a few
other than
looks
the weapons that are currently inside their body.
Any civilian entering into the police station,
I don't think you have much. Then I have very little.
Going to look at you.
And then Cinch
as you enter,
more than
you
I
see,
do. And then Ziegler walks
as
up.
you walk in, you see a metal circle suspended in the entranceway that people are queuing up to swim through. It's about 5 feet across.
I forgot about that.
People swim horizontally through it. There's a couple of officers posted either side. There's a machine off to the side that has looks to be a conveyor belt of some kind, and then a metal box, and then a conveyor belt on the other side.
Could be a problem for us, Whittle.
Yes, it might.
Oh. There's a scenic route we can go around. Anyone?
Scenic route inside of a.
I'm just thinking it's
there's a sign above it,
intricately
symbolic. You know, it has like the red circle with a cross through, and it has like symbols for what are clearly like an explosive, a gun, a chemical agent, stuff like that, knives.
So just like going down the list, and it's like, I got that one,
yeah,
and that one, and that one, and that one.
It looks like an airport security line, basically.
Yeah, Whittle nods along with pretty much every yes as well.
I don't think Ziegler's getting through this one.
Oh. Well, actually, when we're going up, can I hack the impossible and just and use computer programming to just tell it to not read our weaponry? Like, just be like, just instead of like a loud burn, which I'm assuming would happen, just like the happy little green ding. That's all I want to do, and that can't be that hard.
So, just to be clear, you would like to hack the security systems of the Concord and Mutual Disdain's law enforcement.
On the point of me
having done worse.
Well, I have a pistol,
right,
I have a knife,
just
and I have 100 grams of mercury fulminate.
Like I've done worse.
Yeah, so all four of you are swimming up with various competencies.
I don't think Ziegler's swimming. I think his suit's just sort of sinking. He's marching around.
Right, you're jetpacking.
There's a lot.
Something like burst of flame as if.
Yeah,
I think
it's just like what's the other option? Can we leave everything here?
I don't think.
Like, do we get little lockers for our weapons, or do we get arrested for having them?
Yeah, you take a look around. Yeah, you do see.
Ziegler's not starting a fight
like a coat check. And I think, for sake of story, as you walk in, see the security line, look down at like, rubbish. You look over and see someone like checking a rifle off of their back, like unhooking it, slinging it, giving it to the coat check, and the turret at the desk gives them a ticket and takes the rifle and puts it away somewhere.
Oh, this could be like a very, very funny scene as like the four of them just like take out like multiple handguns, multiple rifles, sword, grenades. That has comedy to it.
Yeah, unless any of you specifically would like to conceal a weapon, and Whipple, you have your own problems in this regard. Then yeah, we can have that scene where you hand everything in. It's not illegal to own them. They're not going to take them off you. They just don't want them in
the we need to hand in our
police facility. Quite understandably, I think.
I think Ziegler hands each weapon over his intricately.
I think this goes from like Whipple, who have
a detonation
other than the weapons that are currently inside their body.
I mean, Ziegler's still got a lump of pig iron and copper wire.
I don't think you have much. Then I have very little.
Which is going to
Cinch has, I think, more than I do. And then Ziegler walks up.
I mean, me having very little. Well, I have a pistol, I have a knife, and I have 100 grams of mercury fulminate.
I forgot about that.
True. It's true. You do have a very potent explosive.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I still have 2 thermite grenades.
Yeah, so you walk up to the coat check and hand over enough weapons to fund a small army. Explosives and weapons, and yeah, is anyone specifically trying to sneak something through?
I think Ziegler's going to hold onto the rubber missile.
Do I have to check the end?
Yeah, I'm taking it off the end of the harpoon. I'm taking the rubber missile with me, not the actual harpoon.
I think. What are they going to do with Glitterbot? Do I have to like check him in? Because I feel like he'll be very grumpy and steal stuff.
Muscled his way in his per.
I don't think you know what would happen if you tried to take Glitterbot through.
I think like Cinch like looks between checking him and looks between the metal detector, and it's like, will you behave? And he just like shakes his head no. All right, let's try.
I think in the trail that Ziegler does is put his first edition Ziegler edition Earth Bear book.
Cool, you all line up. There's a queue for the security line.
I think Ziegler literally throws a scalpel grenade at the guy behind the desk who's taking the weapon.
Pin out? Or...
No. Pin's in. He's just throwing a grenade.
Okay.
Valid question.
No, Ziegler's not starting a fight here. He's just throwing a grenade.
Yeah, that is a question. Do we need to hand in our ciphers?
If any are dangerous weapons that are like physically present, then yes.
Would a detonation web be dangerous?
No, I don't think so. I think we can flavour that as part of like your inbuilt weaponry. That Cypher is a one-time thing that you manage to install, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, aside from Whipple's inbuilt weaponry, which we'll get to, and Glitterbot, is anything else being attempted to sneak through?
I think so, but it might go badly.
I think Cinch would just forget about the ink and still have that on her.
Cool.
Meg's ink.
Yeah, If the ink counts as a weapon, then I don't think.
I don't think a vial of ink could be generally seen as a weapon.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean, Ziegler's still got a lump of pig iron and copper wire on him.
Yeah.
Which is going to set the metal detector off.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
but
you're wearing power armor.
Well,
you're in an environment suit.
Do I?
Yeah, I think just in universe, this is a metal detector equivalent, but it's more advanced than that. It's specifically like a weapons detector. It's like a substance detector. It's like a spaceship scanning array built into a doorway. More than just a metal detector.
Is, going to
so you see people ahead of you, like some of them are about to swim through and then go, and pull like
even less
a pistol out of an inner holster and put it on the carrier belt next to them, and they go, no, and point towards the coat check, send them away. Next person, keys, wallet, I'll go into the conveyor belt, and they go through, ding, and we get to who's first in line?
I think Ziegler's muscled his way in as per.
Yeah. Ziegler, you have to swim horizontally to get through this thing, which I think you might not understand for a few seconds.
Yep. I try and activate the jetpack, I think.
Yeah. the two attendants are like gripping your arms and like tilting you to try and shove you through the right way.
I think in the tray, all that Ziegler does is put his first edition, Ziegler edition
on experience to reroll.
Yeah, cool. It scans through, no hidden weaponry detected. You pick it up on the other side. You're allowed through, albeit with some exertion on behalf of the Quethel security officers. Next up.
I think I'll honestly just like lift Glitterbot up and put him in the tray to go through, along with like my bag and other stupid stuff in it.
So you go through. There's a green ding ding ding, and from the scanner there's a whoop whoop whoop, and instead of leaving on the other side of the conveyor belt, the track inside switches and it trails off into a separate area, and one of the security officers there waves you over as a Glitterbot sat in the tray adorably comes sliding out down this other chute.
Yeah, no, like I very awkwardly try and swim over there, still not like probably like holding on to the conveyor belt, just like
yeah.
It's like I know he's all metal, but like that's why I put him in the tray.
Again, the attendants like help you out and give you a shove over there. We'll come back to that scene as who's next up.
Whittle is going to, as she goes through the gate, use her ability to blend in. Just to be even less conspicuous as she goes on through.
Creatures still see you, but they attach no importance to your presence for about a minute. Can you make I think this is going to be speed. Can you make a speed check for me? Difficulty 4. And this is if your blending in and your speed makes them just not notice that the machine flares red. Because they're like focused on the commotion with Cinch kind of like awkwardly stumbling over. And you are helped, but I don't think that would make no.
I am going to use one experience to reroll.
Okay. It's not stealth. It's speed. Yeah, 18. Cool. Yeah, you zoom through, and as you head through, no one really notices you. The machine blurts out a wah, 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 but they're all looking over at Cinch stumbling, and for some reason their eyes just skip over you as you come through and blend into the natives on the other side. And last up we have Bloodwin. You swim through. Don't think there's anything on you that would set off the.
Neither do I.
Yeah. You get a scan. You see yourself And perhaps, I don't know how familiar you are with your own biology, but you see a scan of yourself on the display on the other side. You come through.
What did you expect me to not?
Yeah.
And we cut back over to where an older officer who it's a human wearing like a bubble environment suit, like one of the classic style looking. He's got one hand on his chin and he's kind of got like droopy, bored eyes. He looks towards Cinch. As Miss, this robot is a living weapon.
Not even like usually he misses, and honestly, he's not really alive. He's an artificial intelligence, but he's not really alive.
The machine clearly shows at least 2 Class 3 projectile weapons encased within its arms. You're going to have to go back and check this.
Do you really want a bratty intelligence locked up with a bunch of explosives?
Turn it off.
At this point, like, Glitterbot's probably like very angrily beeping at him, like, shh, no. Would I just turn you off if I didn't like your hands? Look, I promise he won't shoot anything, and if he does, he will miss. But if I check him over there, he might accidentally, like, shoot something really bad. Steal it. Because he's not quite housebroken yet.
Can you make an intellect check for me? Because this definitely sounds like you're trying to persuade.
I'm totally using persuasion, and I'm totally using confidence artist in this one. So.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's only difficulty 3 because not particularly invested in his job and not particularly high level.
Perfect. All right, and
brings it down to a difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you succeed. I think this kind of looks at you as, can you show me where its ammo is stored, please, miss?
Yeah, just kind of like look at Glitterbot and, nod towards the officer, and he just kind of like, Glitterbot turns around and like lifts up his arms and sort of like little flaps come down on his underarms.
Yeah, the officer like reaches out his hands and like removes the clips. You can get these back off me when you go, and hands the tray over the security wall to you.
I'm like, okay, that's. I'm just like, as we walk away, it's like, no, I didn't know I could do that either. It's just kind of like nattering to. It's like, no, I didn't know we could do that either. It's okay. A slightly perturbed little robot.
Yeah, cool. You're all through security without getting killed. Which, well done. With Ziegler, that is an achievement.
I did all my guns over.
You did.
Awesome. Did. What did you expect me to not?
No, I didn't expect anything. Just, taking Ziegler anywhere, it should be an experience for being an intervention. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, so you threw into the bullpen of this. Again, it's vertical. It's quite a narrow space. There's like 3x3 of cubicles, so each layer has like 9 cubicles, and the room is like a 3x3 cube of cubicles. That each of them has like a divider, not only on the sides but also on the top to separate.
Yeah,
on the top and bottom to separate them from the neighbors. Kind of like a weird office space. Rubik's Cube.
There are rules that
see officers sat at
follow.
their desks doing paperwork. There's you see off to the side like a processing pen that contains a variety of allegedly criminal elements. You see some officers off towards the back of the building.
Really weird rules.
You see like the equivalent of a whiteboard. Maybe it's just
there are rules. Each
I don't know what
city has its own
like a smart board. It's the future. It's
mayor
electronic.
Who sits on the
like
council,
board on
which is like the advisory.
A hollow wall. And it has like various crime reports, things like that.
Monarchs. So they
again you see
CFCT.
running of each city.
The logo. The
So
logo?
They
logo.
would make like the civil laws.
I prefer the logo, to be fair.
The logo.
Yeah.
While we're here, is there an empty computer or an empty desk anywhere that I could maybe sneak into and try and find any information they have on the Golden Stag?
Currently, I don't think there's any unoccupied cubicles.
Okay. I'll be keeping my eye open for one.
Yeah, most of them seem to have like someone sat at one with someone else, like taking questions, or you're around like 11:30 a.m. equivalent in the day cycle, and it's a busy morning for these officers as they process the crimes of the night before, or alleged crimes, I should say.
Right, alleged.
Yeah.
I probably go to like a desk of someone who looks slightly less busy and ask them where we could find officers Holly and Yang.
I don't know, Whittle, in this society, is it innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah, it's a I don't know, I think you could get along. It's a civilized society, you know?
Yeah.
There are rules that people have to follow. Whittle. There are look some in the eyes. I'm blinking. She is not being sarcastic. It's kind of an absolute monarchy in most ways.
Yep.
So if they want to make some really weird rules, they can. But yeah, there are rules. Each city has its own like mayor who sits on the council, which is like the advisory unit to the monarchs. So they essentially like handle the running of each city. So they would make like the civil laws, you know.
Yeah, the local laws.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you gotta keep your eye out for an open access terminal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you asked someone, right? I think, you're able to find someone who like, distractedly, like not even looking up at you, kind of like points you in a direction towards the back.
I'd say thank you and just head on that way. And leave.
Yeah. As you move through the busy offices along the back, you find to anyone who can read Concord, Quetzal or Tarot or any of the local languages, we'll see along the back. They'll see Detectives Lounge, and then also a room that's labeled Concord Special Crime Task Force in the English tongue.
Well, that one would be interesting to go into.
Yeah, and as you pass by the Detectives Lounge, you see someone that you recognize as Holly.
I feel like just kind of like look to Whittle. It's like, I don't think she likes me. You should probably take the lead on this one.
I don't know. I think you could get along great.
Well, when you're sarcastic, do.
Whittle,
I think Doris is kind of generally looking around to see if there's anyone interesting currently being booked or questioned or talked to by the Cypher. Basically, I'm not looking at the office.
Like waddles over a little bit.
Because you said it was right above the door, so he's just staring at that sign currently.
Hi!
Cool.
Oh God, you again.
Yeah, me again.
Actually, she says, "Oh, jailers, you again."
I'm going to use intellect.
Guess that's probably worse. Like, yeah, 3. Me again. How you doing? It's like takes like a couple of lollipop options out of the bag for her.
An extra one for free.
I'm on my break. And she does reluctantly take a snail candy.
So yeah. Well, I don't want to take up a lot of.
Yeah, he's repeating it over and over in different ways.
Niamozo? You seem to get just a little annoyed when I mentioned our buddy there, Greek Fire.
He is not my buddy, and I would rather you didn't speak about him.
Well, we're just here doing a little cleanup for him. So the sooner you help me out, the sooner we're out of your...
You are working for Greek Fire?
We're contractors.
God. Okay.
See how fast she just stepped in it.
Yeah. What to do? I think.
Damn it. God damn it.
You just walked into a police station and gone, yeah, you know Osama.
No, like, you're the one who put in the mission that he had a contact in the police force.
Yeah, a contact.
But it's like just.
We can retcon that if you want to take that back.
Yes, because I thought that maybe she was one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's rewind that. Yeah. From the reaction before, you would know Holly does not like Greek Fire at all, and was made permanently angry at you by even mentioning the name.
Thank you.
We can take that back.
Thank you. Now I'm looking for her partner. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm asking where her partner is.
And he nods and goes, next door in the meeting.
So he's going to be a while?
You can go in.
Excellent. Thank you for letting us retcon that.
All good. Partially on me. Sorry.
Whittle has never had to deal with someone not liking them.
Bloodwind, Ziegler, Whittle.
I think Ziegler's just trying to decipher the words to try and work out what detective is. Because you said it was written above the door.
It doesn't help that you did introduce yourself to the police officer with talking
hang on,
about a terrorist.
Let me get what it would be.
Yeah, I was in talks with a guy called Manson.
Yeah,
he told me to go kill
the best you can sound out is
the reason you happen to work for a
Niamozo, if you'd like try and sound out the syllables.
Yeah, he's just standing there going Niamozo.
Yeah, every time you say it, like at least one person from the cubicle like perks up, looks over to you, and they go, "Oh," and goes back to the desk.
Yeah, he's repeating it over and over in different ways.
Yeah.
Niamozo? Niamozo.
Yeah, the first few times someone looks over and then they just start ignoring you.
I think Dogman's just kind of generally looking around to see if there's anyone interesting currently being booked or questioned or just talked to by. So basically, I'm not looking at the officers. I'm looking at any of the people they're talking to.
Yeah, cool. Give me a perception test. I think just difficulty 3. I think.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to use intellect. Difficulty 3.
I like that you thought that Whittle was being sarcastic.
I'm applying an effort to this role, and because of my curious, I get an extra one for free.
Like, you're talking to Whittle, whose experience of like being friendly is like, just talk to them and it will work out.
Yeah. They're wide in the direction that we normally don't think
about. I think you notice a Quettle who, as you've become more familiar, you can recognize to be a youth. And I think as you're eavesdropping on the conversation, you hear you hear her confirm her name. The officer goes, Kika Poro Poro. Is that correct?
You go. For people who are used to
that's right.
effectively living on a two-dimensional plane.
You're in here.
I wasn't
suddenly having to deal with three
I've told you I didn't do it. I got a tip off from Tony. It's all his fault. I'm not asking about Tony. I'm asking about you. What are you in for?
It's funny. It's basically it's the thing that.
And I think that's where we cut to a break.
Though the sector is made of many different groups, through projects such as the cleanup of Tellus, we are given an opportunity to show the great achievements that can be accomplished when we work together.
Spyridos Velatos of the Ascent Messenger Guild has declared success on their previous efforts to step up logistic support in the wake of the disruption caused by the impact of the comet Strovacaro. In a recent release, Velatos was reported as saying, "We are, of course, using the data gained as an update to our models of both shatter potentiations and their impacts on planetary traffic. But the immediate disruptions to port and terraforming operations are now over. This is primarily because of the efforts of the first responder crews, of course. But the Messenger Guild is happy to have provided the logistic support they needed. Comet impact or no, Ascent delivers."
Yes, we are proud to be participating in the cleanup with the other industrious members of the sector community and believe that thanks to this cooperation things will proceed smoothly for the foreseeable future.
The clean-up effort has been a fresh breeze of spring air, bringing renewed life to our humble garden. This endeavour has only further reinforced in our eyes the capacity for the TTGI to fertilise the ground for healthy change on our worlds. Under a united board, we can adapt any barren environment into a beautiful and thriving biosphere, even beyond the Earth of Tellus. We must all take wisdom from this example and strive to build a paradise for all on every world in need.
We know what it's like for something like this to happen to one's planet, and we hope we can look out for each other to make the most of these disasters, such as our way.
As we come back from the mid-roll, we get kind of like an 80s rap video is the advertisement, and we see 3 Quetzal in like big puffer jackets wearing gold chains, like getting real close to the camera.
Yeah,
and these are the lyrics in English, but in the actual advert, it's all pops and whistles, and it's and everything they say is is associated with like a pop-up on screen of a product or something like that. And it's just Zaki gear, come down, you got nothing to fear. We'll sell you bikes and jets, everything's for rent. We've got the cheapest that won't cost you an extra cent.
Cypher is allowing me to make the rolls.
Terms and conditions apply
as an asset.
Fades out into the episode.
So risk computer.
We see the 4 agents stood in the police station. What do?
So I've just overheard a Quetzal being booked for being part of Tony's match fixing. Hacking or learning? Are they carrying a communicator of some kind on them? Cool.
Most people are, especially the youths.
Cool. I would like to activate my. I'm not going to burn a book from a distant interface cache for this, and hacker and access their device. That's 5 messages on it for from Tony.
Yeah, you absolutely can. I think you find, but are cognizant enough to know, you find a contact that is the fish. And you find a lot of messages that are written in awful text speak that are like...
Okay, so I went too hard. So. Yeah, and then I succeeded anyway.
You know, like that kind of shit.
Cool. So yeah, Yeah, I think I set up that contact on my own on my own device. So if I need to, I can use it.
You can add Tony's number to your communicator for sure.
Cool. And yeah. So, do any of the messages I see on there have anything to do with match fixing? Obviously, or
if you would like, you can give me a what's that ability called?
Has that game happened yet?
Oh, it's called Decipher. Literally called Decipher. If you spend a minute and use the ability, you can.
Do I think that's the thing that she's been brought in to
often encoded in like
to be
like street language
interrogated over? Yeah. So yeah, I will spend the next minute or so attempting to figure out the code being used.
Yeah, it's intellect roll, difficulty 3. Do you know the Concord language?
I haven't thought about what languages I know, but I feel like it would make sense if I have a.
So the way that I've been ruling it in my mind is that most people know.
It's clearly based off of
conversationally the 9 languages that are the main languages of the factions of Beacon Space is like our common. There is no common, but everyone like it's like French to Spanish to Portuguese. Everyone can kind of passably speak the faction's main dialect.
Yeah, and I guess common would be the weird Creole that everyone is jumping between different languages to talk with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't actually speak Quetzal or Taret, but you have conversational interstellar Concord.
So part of me wants to put a bet on them.
I think because you don't know Quetzal specifically, I think you get a
our friend has been brought in by. So it's a 4 by these people means that this particular fix is not going ahead.
But just to be clear, that it started at a base of 3, and that's why it's more difficult.
Yes, that's true. Just quickly checking. But she was telling them that she had a tip, which means that they know something.
I think a lot of the extra difficulty comes from the use of like emoji that your phone doesn't have.
The whole
so it's like
match fixing is that it's not. Yeah. So I think
wouldn't his arguably
whilst that they're looking through sort of messages, Bloodman will put 500
Google through it. So wouldn't his like risk computer be an asset to reduce that again?
Yeah, I'm definitely applying risk computer.
Yeah, risk computer applies.
I guess Decipher is allowing me to make the rolls. I guess that doesn't apply as an asset. So risk computer. Humanities, because it's like
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you don't have any like specific, Quetzal street tongue chapter, but generally like, how these kinds of languages form you're familiar with. So yeah, sure.
Hacking or learning?
Learning, sure.
Cool. So that's
1 from equipment, 2 from skills.
Yeah, I don't think I have any other equipment. I'm not gonna burn a book from my ebook cache for this.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's 5 down to 2 for eases. I'll drop an effort on this.
So it was base 3, 1 harder because you didn't know the language. So it's base to be 4.
Base 3. Okay, so I went 2 hard.
So you'd be down to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I
should have just let you roll harder, but yeah, you succeed. Even without the help, you're a succeed. Yeah, you're able to like puzzle through, and
he's saying it louder though as he goes.
Yeah, I think you're not. There's nothing that like mentions match fixing directly, but you're able to like pick up what Tony is putting down in places about how he knows people that he can hook her up with. How he has the contacts, and I think in one part specifically, it doesn't mention match fixing, but he says, "I've got a hot tip. I know who's definitely going to win." and it's talking about like a Tarot League football match.
Has that game happened yet?
You know, I don't think it has.
Cool. Do I think that's the thing that she's been brought in to to be interrogated over?
Hang on one second. I'm just coming up with a football team.
Now, is this American football or like UK football?
I don't know. Are you familiar with Concord Sports?
Well, you're the one calling it football for a bunch of people who swim.
It's clearly based off of Aussie rules.
Feel it'd be like more like polo, water polo.
Yeah, the team that the text says is going to win is the Neighbourhood Vandals.
Okay.
Which, after a second, you're able to translate into the Western Wanderers.
Neighbourhood Vandals. So part of me wants to put a bet on them. The other part of me is wondering if the fact that our friend has been brought in by these people means that this particular fix is not going ahead.
Yeah, that's if the police managed to decode it.
Yes, that's true. But she was telling them that she had a tip, which means that they know something.
It would be, looks the camera, a gamble.
Yeah, I know. But the whole point of match fixing is that it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, you're able to look through the text with Tony for sure.
I think whilst sat there looking through these messages, Blobman will put 500 HOW on the Neighbourhood Vandals.
Okay, cool. We'll do that roll towards the end.
Cool.
Yeah, so Ziegler still staring at the sign, working stuff out, saying detective over and over.
Oh, yeah. He's saying it louder, though, as he goes on.
Yeah, so Whittle and Cinch, the social element of the team here.
I think we're gonna, I'll go head into the meeting room that Yang is in, I think.
Ying.
Yeah.
You open up the door, and it says Concord Special Crime Task Force on it. And you open it up, and you see a projector. As you enter, the room is like horizontally onto you. So like the long ends of the room, and to your left and to your right, you're entering like the middle side of the room. There's a projector at one end, and on the right hand side, you see some familiar pictures. It looks like a hierarchy has been laid out on like this PowerPoint display, and you see a figure that you recognize. I think. Can you give me a perception test difficulty 2? Just speed.
Speed?
Yeah.
No, go away. Bad one.
Actually, this is more memory, so it'd be intellect. Intellect difficulty 2.
All right. Confidence artist? Apply here?
In remembering something? I don't think so.
Okay.
You don't have an inability on it, which you would have been if you were still the clever descriptor.
Yep. I don't think I have anything that would help for memory.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you recognize. It looks to be. It looks like a pyramid, like how you would draw a pyramid scheme. But you notice on one branch of the pyramid, you notice an individual that you have seen previously, half melted on the floor of an ice base. And as you look through, you see various figures in golden armor, some in black robes, on this hierarchy
torn
chart.
between
and as you
joining
come
in
the
helping
projector,
to advance the plot,
someone
trying to find an
sells
intern and
lights,
convincing them that Ziegler wants A to move.
The lights click on, the projector clicks off. But you're able to get that, like, as you walked in, you're able to get that, like, flash of what was on the screen.
Yeah, I'll do the intern later.
A couple of detectives,
follow in
one of which had their feet was like fully floating horizontal, relaxing in the water, like swims to be aligned to the same orientation as you. There's a turret sat in there. There's a Quetzal sat in there, and at the front presenting was another Quetzal, who looks to be you don't know what would cause this, but the luster in their skin is gone. Like, they look like a faded photograph. And the turret that you see has one cybernetic wing. Like a third of their body is made of metal. It's got the logo of the police force on it, which, cool adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
And you see. Sorry, you don't see another Quetzal in there. You see Detective Ying sat there taking it in, turning to go, "Can we help you, miss?" There's the Quetzal up front.
I'd look at the board. I'm like, well, don't stop that presentation on my account. Nobody in this room likes the Golden Stag.
I'm glad to hear it. But can we help you? You lost?
I was looking for. And I point over to the guy we're looking for. I was like, just looking to talk to him for a few minutes, if we can steal him. But yeah. I feel like Cinch is trying to find her way into trying to convince them to turn the presentation back on so she can see.
Yeah, Ying will actually like gesture for you to come in.
Oh, Will. Yeah, we'll come in. Well, yeah. I will. I don't know if Whittle wants to.
I am torn between joining in and helping to advance the plot, or trying to find an intern and convincing them that Ziegler wants A to moon.
I mean, like, why not both? Like,
yeah, I'll do the intern later. Whittle will follow in and.
Yeah, knowing Whittle, he probably will do the intern later. Right, follow into the room. Yeah, Philip shuts the door behind you. Gets up, swims over quite deftly, like very, very deftly for a human. Swims over, shuts the door. The gills flapping behind his ears, and he turns and speaks to the turret and the Quetzal, and goes, "They're here about the GF business." And the guy from goes, these are the, what was it? What did he call them? Free agents?
Independent subcontractors. Let's go with that.
Right. Whatever you want to call yourself. The turret vibrates in something that you could equate to laughter. It's huge. It's like 12 foot across. It's taking up the back quarter of this room.
Assorted food that was left
with
floating
one big
in the crash
metal
last session,
held at an angle
and start
underneath
eating
it,
that
so
whilst putting
fit.
on a pair of spectacles she has.
You're here. He goes, hang on, let me switch presentation real quick. And the lights turn off, the presentation flickers back on for a few seconds while it brings up the cursor and clicks around and goes, where was it? Here, no, and you both have a few seconds if there is anything you'd like to do. With the hierarchy chart of the Golden Stag on screen.
Essential totally take a quick selfie of it, or a quick photo of it.
You gonna try to take a picture?
Yeah.
Cool. Why don't you give me a speed roll, difficulty 4, to do this unnoticed, or are you just doing it brazenly?
Part of me is like, let's see what happens if I do it brazenly. Like, take out my phone and snap a photo of it, because chances are, if they have a photo of the melted guy, they took my photo off the internet.
So, to be clear, this guy is pre-melted.
Oh, pre-melted. I thought you said he was the melted guy. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he is the melted guy, but it's not a picture of him melted on the floor.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Like the picture that you see that you recognized him from is like a black and white security photo with like the circle and a little white X in the middle. Like you recognized him. It's not specifically like a high def picture of his bloody remains on the floor of a Gomes, but it's.
Do they want the high def picture of the bloody remains?
you take out your photo and snap a picture.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
100%.
Whittle, are you doing anything?
Whittle will take out the assorted food that was left floating in the crash last session and start eating that whilst putting on the pair of spectacles she has.
Cool. Yeah. The Quettle looks up and is like, "Did you just take a photo of this?"
Nope, not even.
Right. Okay. Are you deliberately trying to convince, or are you being cheeky?
Being cheeky.
Okay.
Actually,
cool.
You know what? I'm gonna use like if he's gonna try and like catch me or take my phone, I'm gonna use my street magic thing to be like, nope, see, didn't take it, and just like quickly be changing the screen. I haven't used that one yet.
Your street magic?
Yeah, remember I did Ledger Main. I have like the sleight of hand distracting thingy. I can do cool stuff.
Sleight of hand. Let me see. You can perform small but seemingly impossible tricks. You can switch similar objects. Cool. So is it like you go, "Oh, no, I wasn't," and then when he looks up, you have like a torch in your hand instead of a phone?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So you like flick it on and off and like, yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
Wasn't a camera flash. Yeah. Cool. So you have a picture of the information that the Special Crimes Unit has on Golden Stag, or at least the hierarchy portion.
Excellent.
Yeah, he clicks around. All right, clicks around and brings up a picture of a street corner. It looks to be not too far from to Whittle. You'd know the street corner to not be too far from your family shop. You see a porpoise, grey and white mottled, rather large, maybe like 8 foot long. Like there are various patches like that skin disorder vertigo, whatever it's called, where it's like various patches of like this dolphin grey and then like beluga white.
It's like
yeah, that one. And around its neck, you see this big, and I mean, like you'd have to fully extend your hand to get your hand around it, like a collar, and it has like gold sections painted around like the front of the neck. And it has like a medallion hanging off it, but the main body of the thing is like dark gunmetal grey metal, glowing internally with like a green glow. And it looks kind of like the voice box translators that a lot of Quettle and Tarot have, but way chunkier. And it looks like there's some kind of ports going into the body of this porpoise. He goes, "Tony the fish. Yeah, this slippery bastard. We managed to finally get some intel to pin him down on a few things. We've managed to pick up a few of his smaller associates. We're hoping it can lead to us getting a look into the Zaki Zarkos. But, yeah, Greek Fire said they had interest, so we were told to hold off until his agents got here. I assume that's you guys. Or you gals, I should say."
Yeah, we're not worried. But yes, yeah, we're we're gonna have a chat, hopefully, with him.
Can I ask what about? The higher ups are gonna see an open investigation with no action on it. They're gonna be asking me why.
Give me a second on this one. I think Cinch is gonna try and convince him, be like, I think you'll find that the mat fixings will slow down, if not completely disappear.
I see. So I'm supposed to clean this under the rug?
Well, your trails are
he
just
wasn't
gonna
exactly
disappear.
clear. I see.
Your trails are going to go cold. Dead ends.
Do I need to do anything?
Well, if our conversation doesn't go well with Mr. the Fish, you're going to look like a good guy bringing him in.
And say, well, if all goes well, hopefully we can
Somehow
get to him before he grows legs, because that would be very dangerous indeed.
Again, the turret vibrates in what could be equivalent to a chuckle.
To convince them that Tony
Philip is posted at the door, his back to it, his arms folded. Looks to have like a hip under the handle of the door.
I'm like 50-50 shot, depending on how reasonable this guy is.
Yeah. All right. What do you need from me?
Apart
from not going after.
Any information you do have. Known associates, last known locations.
Yeah, he clicks to the next slide on the PowerPoint presentation and proceeds to read all of the words that are on the presentation that you could have read yourself, but very slowly and sometimes stumbling over the things that he's written, like every teacher does, for no good reason. Mild rant over. Yeah, Tony the Fish, he's about 8 foot long, hangs out around the underward northern
Whittle just nods sagely.
Let's see. Sometimes goes to Daisy's Cafe on a Thursday. Been known to shop at Commonwealth Common Goods. Associated with the Zaki Zarkos, and goes through and gives you kind of like a report on Tony the Fish's behavior.
Has he been known to be violent?
There's no violent. Oh. Yeah, you don't see any particular reports of violence in what he tells you.
Okay.
Whittle, is there anything in particular that you're looking out for?
Whittle will nod at the information that's been given and say, well, if all goes well, hopefully we can get to him before he grows legs, because that would be very dangerous indeed.
Yeah,
I'm trying to convince them that Tony the Fish has the potential to grow legs.
Yeah, the captain at the front looks at you and goes, "Yeah, that'd be really unfortunate if that mob still learned how to walk. We'd all be in trouble." God.
Well, maybe he would just like go off world, and you'd never have to worry about him then.
No, you don't understand. Tony the Fish with legs? Shudder to think about it. We've got to stop this scoundrel. Yeah, the Tarot and Philip look at each other, and you can't read the Tarot's expression, but Philip's expression is, what on earth is happening? Oh, what on Cardacook is happening?
Whittle just nods sagely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
if there's anything specific you want to know from this information, we can like flash back to you asking about it. 'Cause I know it's hard to get everything that you want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all the general information on. You know what the law enforcement have on Tony the fish.
Okay. I think as she's about to leave, Cinch cheekily asks Phillips if you want an update on one of those stag guys, he's dead.
His eyes go wide and go, which one? You have a name?
I don't know his name, but he was the one on Gome.
On Gome? I didn't know there were any stags on Gome.
There aren't any more!
Any identifying marks? Anything?
He was the one.
Pulls up his pad and swipes through a few pictures. You recognize him in any of these?
Do I recognize him in one of those?
Yeah, I think you do. The third or fourth one along.
Yeah, if you like that guy, he's dead. I saw it on the internet. He got melted.
Ah, the primate underboss.
Underboss?
Well, we have a theory. Anyway, I shouldn't be distracting you with this. Thank you for the update.
No. Dude, what's the theory? What's the theory? And just kind of pokes at him a little bit. What's the theory?
Give me an intellect roll, difficulty 4.
Is this a persuasion thing?
It is a persuasion thing.
All right, I'm gonna go confidence artist and persuasion. Yes.
Yeah. He kind of sighs and goes, "Well, we've been the target of the Golden Stag Revolutionary Front for some time. We have a theory. They're split into 6 branches, each with a specific purpose. We think the primate branch inflicts to the person that you indicated is their intelligence gathering operations.
So, I guess
we've noticed some correlation between the animal motifs their operatives wear on assignment.
I think
I can't confirm. It's only putting together news reports here, news reports
what
there.
What does she do?
You heard about the death of, the attack on Nabspun at the Grand Prix in Vizgaz earlier this year.
Yeah.
Nasty stuff. We're trying to put stuff together from all these attacks. Then we don't know how the Amicable Accord Transit and Trade Union comes into it. It's all... There was the Poulahan papers that came out, published by that Crumbles, but
then continues to nod.
We're working with scraps here. We're trying to put things together. That's the theory.
They have
6 branches.
Understanding of
see about dealing with
this primate guy. We think
union
he's an underboss,
and how they're involved in the underground markets.
So, thanks for the intel.
Can Cinch give him any kind of... Can they,
as long as Glitterbot doesn't do any cleaning, I think
exchange contact information and have him be a contact and trade information about the stags?
Do we have a...
Yep. You can add Detective Philip Ying to your contacts.
Excellent.
Who is a Zaki Block underward law enforcement officer.
Well, I'm
excellent. Perfect.
Glad we've got you on our side at least.
Just kind of making notes of that one and the photos. She says, and she just says, I don't care how wild your theories are. If you find out anything, feel free to share them with me, and I'll happily do the same.
Yeah, cool. It exchanges information with you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
Whittle?
Actually,
I think this is a good out. I think Philip says to Cinch, actually,
swap
if
information.
Your team would be all right without you, can
come up with theories.
get your opinion
they
on a
had
few things?
Some information on
maybe
Golden
you can
Stags,
catch
but,
me up on some
at
of
least
the
some of it was
stuff we
clearly
don't know from the
outdated.
Penumbra and the Golden Stag.
They didn't
front.
know that the
I think I'd turn to Whittle and be like,
primate
like a nod, like, yeah, you guys be okay without me?
Whittle like starts to nod, thinks for a second, then continues to nod and it's like, yes, I think we've got the information we need. We can see about dealing with Tony the Fish. Have any direct information.
Yeah,
they
I turned towards like
weren't quite sure how.
Just if you want to get Glitterbot with you,
not realizing
just in case,
actually
that's cool.
Means
But just make sure Ziegler doesn't wreck him like a super.
Letters as he's reading it.
Well, as long as Glitterbot doesn't do any clear information on Tony the Fish, and
if you guys want the extra combatant,
share that information to Bloodwind, and
just in case.
So
Glitterbot with you.
Now it's all up to the persuasion.
Grudgingly follows Whittle. Actually, I think he likes Whittle.
Okie doke. Yeah, this exchange happens. Cinch heads off with Philip into one of the Rubik's Cube matrix of cubicles. And, Bloodwin and Ziegler, you see...
I think Ziegler starts shouting it louder internally to try and compensate.
Kind of looks like she's been arrested, but...
Do I see Cinch getting walked off?
Bit.
Can I throw the first edition?
I'm gonna listen for like the next 15 minutes because I want to know what their reaction to that is.
It's in throwable range.
I guess does Whittle come back over to
one?
us?
I'm trying to get the book to her. Though.
Yep.
I'm not like actively trying to hurt her.
I think Bloodwind kind of like turns to Whittle and goes, "What does she do? Do we need to bail her out again?"
Oh, no, they're going to discuss the Golden Stag and...
Oh god, I'm now imagining the book rebound and the pages are in the wrong order, which makes it even more confusing.
They had some information on the Golden Stags, but at least some of it was clearly outdated. They didn't know that the
so I'd have to spend the XP to not have
primate underboss was dead.
It's just that Ziegler's handwriting massive. Did they have any understanding of the
I'll give them
Union? It's like how the book is thicker than it is wide. It's underground markets.
No, they didn't have any direct information. They suspected involvement, but weren't quite sure how.
I think Ziegler falls to his knees as if
I guess if
somebody dear to him has died and he's trying to collect the pieces up.
Doing that, do we have the Ziegler exercise method requires that you own a copy of the book.
Tony the Fish, and she'll like share that information to Bloodwind.
Well, I've still got the original bear.
So
bear
now it's all up to the persuasion.
Well, I'm glad we got you on our side at least. Who got the XP, by the way? I think I missed that.
I will do my best.
Wait,
where do we see
statement on a separate page? He's still in front of the sign, shouting "detective" at the top of his voice.
1 word per page.
Not realizing it.
In that case, I think she'd get all of the GSR.
Yeah.
Phonetic letters as he's reading it.
Yeah. Can you make an intellect check for me?
It's like a notepad.
Difficulty 3.
It's like a flick book that's about a foot deep.
Yeah, success. So I think you realize that your suit's like broadcast system has been somewhat dampened or muted by internal systems. Not your suit's internal systems, like internal systems to the office. Like someone's pointed at you with a remote and gone tick, tick, tick down, you know?
Okay, I think Ziegler starts shouting it louder internally to try and compensate.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Do I see Cinch getting walked off?
Yeah.
Can I throw the first edition Ziegler
since you're still here?
Sure. Is this an attack?
It might be considered one. I'm trying to get the book to her, though. I'm not like actively trying to hurt.
Sure. Make a might roll to see how well you can throw a book underwater.
Well, I guess we step out.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to offer you an intimidation.
Equal share in this mission.
In the case of Ziegler.
The book just breaks apart into a million shreds.
Not yet.
This isn't the original. This is the Ziegler first edition.
Mm-hmm.
I paid money to make this.
You did pay money to make it.
If you think about it, you're surrounded by a person in like massive power armor, someone wearing like a matte black, like
gets destroyed.
Armored.
XP. You can give an XP to somebody else.
You're the normal looking one. You're the normal looking one in a group of people who are like dressed to kill, like not dressed to kill in the sense of they're wearing the kind of thing you wear when you're killing someone.
Hurl it with all of your might, and your hands go straight through it as its pages like rip apart at the seams, and there's scattered.
I think the fact that Whipple is there is intimidating. In the what are you doing here? What is it that you have that puts you in the group with these guys?
Somebody dear to him has died, and he's trying to collect the pieces up in it.
Yeah, you can have like the Earthbear book pages in your inventory still. You can like collect them up and pay some money to have them rebound at a later date.
Well, I've still got the original Bear book, the Earthbear book. Yeah.
Oh God! I'm now imagining the book rebound, but the pages are in the wrong order. We can activate my distant interface.
The bear goes from the mother to the child to the father.
Tony's
wait,
communication.
Each statement on a separate page.
It's the Ziegler edition.
Massive. You gain quick access to a desired piece of information in a computer.
How thick is this book?
It's like the book is thicker than it is wide. That's fine. Yes, that makes sense.
It's like a notepad that's deeper than. It's like a flick book that's about a foot deep.
God. Yeah, the part of the Ziegler philosophy is you have to have the strength to go on, and so each book is like a 15-pound
really
weight.
Pulling her weight there in her dungarees
each page.
Bucket hat.
Yeah, so I'm going to exercise method requires that you own a copy of the book. You can get contacts and grabbing them and that
Step
kind of
one, turn to this page. How to work out. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Who got the XP, by the way? I think I missed that.
Cinch got it, I think.
Since you're still here.
That falls under curious, and because I'm going to place
the rewards in the chat, so she doesn't miss out on her share of the money.
So,
unless y'all want to be mean and says she only get the money for what she's done so far, be very mean. No.
To be fair, in that case, I think she'd get all of the GSRF.
Probably.
I think Ziegler earned his equal share in this mission so far. XD.
Well, you didn't get them all killed, so that's a plus.
Cool. 3.
Not yet.
Okay, here's the other question I have.
Yeah, so
if I'm applying effort and I get the and one of my special abilities gives me an extra effort for free.
Before he grows legs.
Can that effort
before he grows legs, very
vitally,
vitally, the police captain is making some calls, making sure Tony doesn't grow legs. I think we just get a montage as you head back out to the van, drive back to the neighborhood.
It doesn't matter for this
one. We see we see a long shot of this porpoise surrounded by some young Quethel hanging out on a street corner, looking quite shady and obviously up to no good. Yeah, we see across the street, we see the agents pulling up in the van in the back. In the foreground, while Tony on the street corners in the background.
Cool. Well, I guess we step out, attempt to look intimidating. Oh, yeah. Just do in the case of Sir Ziegler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Whittle's really pulling her weight there in her dungarees and bucket hat, Wellington boots. Really intimidating.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's you're surrounded by a person in like massive power armor, someone wearing like a matte black like armored. So like you're the normal looking one. You're the normal looking one in a group of people who are like dressed to kill, like just not dressed to kill in the sense of they're wearing the kind of thing you wear when you're killing someone. I think.
You're all able to recover your weapons from coat check. Just that's
what Robin's doing. Is that as we're walking closer, so the fact that Whittle is there is intimidating. In the what are you doing here? What is it that you have that puts you in the group with these guys?
As you step out the van, you hear a snippet of conversation, and you hear like a. And yeah, so I said, yeah, you're going to be sleeping with the mammals, hon.
I think it's if you know, like when you would spot that there is.
Yeah, you hear the snippet of conversation.
Their attention is not there. Like as you could full on like wave your hand in front of their face and they wouldn't react. Distant interface and hacker, but they're to attempt to access. Yeah, they just follow. They just Tony's. Okay, I'm going to follow Whittle forward, and whilst I'm doing that, my brain is elsewhere.
Yeah, cool.
So I think from the outside, it looks normal. Unless you're like actually big access to a design piece of information in a computer.
Capit specifically said.
Cool.
Oh no,
this is interface,
that's for.
I think you're able to access like. I think what you get is the lock screen of his communicator. I think is more secure than the youth was.
That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you walking up, you hear him, or you hear like, yeah, and I was going along, and I says to her, "Hey, I'm swimming here." Yeah, so forget about it. And he is telling this story to his cronies.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to hack in and just start like looking at his contacts and grabbing them and that kind of thing.
Yeah, cool. I think you get a lot of like junk. You make can you make a perception test for me? It's going to be difficulty 3.
Perception. That falls under curious, and because I'm in a place I've not visited before, and it's perception.
Yep.
So
speed. This is just looking through the sheer number of contacts that Tony the Fish has on his phone.
So it's difficulty 3, was it?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I apply my risk computer to this?
No, it's not really knowledge. You can't Google the names of contacts. Yeah. Be like, is this relevant?
Cool. 3. Okay. Here's the other question I have. If I'm applying
what
effort,
did you call me?
And I get the and one of my special abilities gives me an extra effort for free, can that effort break my like max effort cap?
Why would you even use me and
I'm not
that
sure.
thing in the same sentence?
For this role, we'll say yes, and then I'll look into it another time.
It doesn't matter for this role, because if I did that, I would be using more effort than there is difficulty, so it's not a problem.
Put it to his
throat. It was a random thought I had as I'm looking at this.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually.
My rubber missile and put it to his throat.
I think if it goes past the cap, it specifically said... Oh, no, that's for assets. Never mind.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to clunk over. I'm going to start approaching him and clunking
Maximum
over.
number of levels of effort that can be applied to a role. Yeah, I don't think you can go over your cap with 3 effort.
No,
yeah.
If it specifically says effort.
I'm clunking over at this point. Is how I imagine this is.
Yeah, cool, success. I think you're able to look through, and you're able to look past
it probably might,
you go through, and it has like Regomathan's Pizza Emporium, has like it has like tailor. It has like.
I mean, my armor is like
lawyer,
riding leathers, basically, so
it
not
has
metal.
Like,
but yeah,
there wasn't really a set goal with this.
Ricky
He's just insulted
do
me.
not
So
answer. And you scroll through all this junk. You're able to pick up a few significant contacts from his phone.
Cool. I mean,
yeah.
You're not
to satisfy
wrong
that
as to
second
my
objective.
species. At least technically. Yeah, so that's what Golden's doing, is that as we're walking closer. Yeah, so you're a mammal.
What does it look like as you do that? Well, as you're swimming closer. What does it look like? Are you like just doing it completely in the mind space? You look completely normal.
I don't say
your eyes roll back. What's going on?
I don't know if I'd recommend smoking whilst underwater. Full on, I don't think it would go very well. Dune. I think it's
these.
If you know, when you would spot that there is. I can't remember the names. Like, their attention is not there. Like you could full on like wave your hand in front of their face and they wouldn't react.
Bloodwind, go on.
Right, they're just kind of on autopilot.
Yeah, they just follow. They just decided, okay, I'm going to follow Whittle forward, and whilst I'm doing that, my brain is elsewhere. So I think
he's not an intelligent creature, so it doesn't count.
Normal, unless you're like actually pay attention to them, and you can pick up. Yeah, they're not paying attention to what they're looking at.
Yeah, cool. On the other side of Whittle's eagle is fucking rolling coal with his jetpack, big billows of black smoke. You approach, and as you approach, Tony's like, "Hey, get a load of these bozos. What's up?"
What did you call me?
I called you a bozo, bonehead. Look at you. What are you, some kind of robot or something?
Why would you even use me and that thing in the same sentence?
Yeah, you look like you mop floors for a living, Tin Can.
Oh, I'm not a cop.
Can I produce my... Put it to his throat.
Can you produce what?
My rubber missile and put it to his throat.
I think there's some distance between you, but if you would like to attempt to close that and physically put the rubber missile to this porpoise's neck,
yep.
You can do.
You should accuse Tony of being a cop.
And clunking over, not necessarily very fast.
Yeah, okay. You can. You're not trying to like do this in one go. You're just slowly swimming over, or what?
I'm clunking over at this point. Is how I imagine this.
All right, So, what's your intent?
Tony,
Are you trying to like intimidate?
I hate to break it to you, but I think you'll find that
it might lead to intimidation. I'm not going to start a fight with him if that's what you.
Deception.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what would you like the result of this action to be? That's what I'm asking.
There wasn't really a set goal with this. He's just insulted me, so I insulted Ziegler, and I feel like Ziegler would just respond to that. So there's not really a set goal with this.
Yeah, so cool. It can just be flavor. So like, you pull out the rubber missile, you come towards him, and he like swims upwards, like waving his arms, like, "Whoa, hey, calm it, wise guy. I'm just making fun. Hey, we're all friends here. Chill."
Application. Meet with friends. I don't even know you. Law enforcement.
Yeah, whatever. It's just a thing people say, innit? Like, nice to see you later. You're never gonna see them later. They're a schmuck.
I don't say these things. What do you mean everybody says them?
Well, I'm sure you're special. Who's your friends?
Grand deception.
Yes, sir. We wanted to talk business.
These aren't my friends. Associates. I can't remember the names. Introduce yourselves.
All right, then. Who's your associates?
I just said I can't remember their names. I turned to Bloodwind. Go on, introduce yourself.
Hey there, associates. Some short stack and another metal man.
Why? I mean, my armor is like riding leathers, basically, so not metal surface.
Yeah. All right. It's a short stack and some kind of primate.
To call someone else a cop. No, I'm not a cop either.
I mean, you're not wrong as to my species. That is, in fact, something that we technically.
I need scalpel grenades.
People get my species wrong all the time. They call me a fish. Porpoise ain't fish.
Yeah, you're a mammal.
Yeah.
To be fair, in the strictest sense,
I tell them to,
we're all fish.
Stick it in my blowpipe and smoke it.
Fish is not really.
People don't listen.
Blodden's going to go off on I don't know if I'd recommend smoking whilst underwater. I don't think it would go very well. How things are categorized in different species and things.
I hate to break it to you, but I think you'll find that porpoise are in fact
right, well,
fish.
what do you have then? You have scalpel grenades.
What? So, actually, you do that. Use your ability.
Why would you need a long
nice try, wise guy.
A short distance?
He's not an intelligent creature, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, but
yeah, doesn't believe you. Doesn't fall for your grand deception.
He means alcohol, Ziegler.
Oh, what you doing here? You're looking for, a bit of action?
I'm sure you are.
Not in that way. Looks over to one of the Quettles who started falling about laughing when he said that. You're disgusting. Get out of here.
Yes, sir. We wanted to talk business.
Business, eh? What kind of business are you in for? You a cop? You got to tell me if you're a cop. You're not allowed to lie.
Oh, I'm not a cop.
Turdis. My order doesn't believe in Turdis. Application of law enforcement. Turdis.
I'm fighting my temptation to call someone else a cop. No, I'm not a cop either.
You should accuse Tony of being a cop.
Grand deception.
This is a look Tony gives you. In yellow group. That's the look Tony gives all of you. Really? All right. Well, let's see. What can I do for you? I mean, I don't know you. I don't trust you yet, but we can talk about something small, and then if things go well, maybe we can talk about something bigger. You feel me? I got everything you need.
Do you have
don't go running your mouth.
Who are the Zakiwaki Zarkos?
What the fuck is a scalpel grenade? Who's this guy? Some kind of army man? What are you?
You said you had anything. I need scalpel grenades.
It's a metaphor, bozo. What, you drinking happy juice in there?
What do you mean by happy juice?
You know, the old glug. I've had it a few times. Doesn't work on me. I don't get drunk.
He means alcohol, Ziegler.
One of the Quettle speaks up and go, "Yes, Tony, you definitely do." He goes, "Shut up."
Right, well, what do you have then? You have scalpel grenades. No, I'm not touching you.
I have a long swim off of a short dock you can take.
Why would you need a long swim if it was a short distance?
Good question. Get a load of this guy.
Why are you swimming on a dock that's usually above the surface?
Yeah, but
my metaphors are perfect. Don't question them. Anyway, you want to get down to business or what? You just going to stand here yapping and insulting my intelligence?
That is, in fact,
I'm the smartest fish there is, and I ain't a fish.
I'm sure you are, your belligerency.
Why, thank you. I know that to be a compliment.
To be fair, in the strictest sense, we're all fish. Seeing as fish is not really... And Blodden's going to go off on a complete tangent about, how things are categorized in different species and things.
Yeah, I think at some point you say like a Latin phrase, and Tony speaks up and goes, "Hey, you can't say that. That's our word. You can't use that word." Hey, yo, chill. That's offensive.
Turdis. No, Turdis is a blackbird, I think.
Well, I don't know you.
Cool.
Must be thinking of someone else.
Yeah, something like that. Like, just yeah. Aqualian Feminora, something like that, and you're like, hey, only my friends can call me that, Yeah. Listen, I can hook you up. Let's start small. Let's say, like, I don't know, 5,000 shells on something. I'll give you back 6,000, and I take my cut for hooking you up with the contact. We do this on the down low. We don't annoy the Zaki Zakos.
You can see
we all stay. We all take our cut.
You mistake
everything goes clean. You make
often.
some money. I make some money. It's a good deal.
That sounds
with the Zaki
like
an
issue when it comes to business.
Get a load of this guy. Yeah, you're funny. Maybe I should keep you around. Make you do dances for people.
Do you mean keep me around? You know who I am.
Would you like to...
No, I don't. Should I?
Dealing with someone slightly bigger deal than...
You're not into
just the local block.
Robo racing, Betty.
Nah, robo racing, that's all tied up. All the corporations in there. Well, it's a slim margin these days after everything. Everyone's got a fix. It's so fixed that it's not fixed anymore. It's not worth it. You feel me?
No, I'm not touching you.
What? Hey, get a load of this wise guy.
Yeah, well...
we know someone who's... I'm surprised I haven't run into you before, nods at Whipple.
Got lots of contacts and...
you look familiar. Why do I know you?
With them, then maybe you could see about
one of
getting
the Quethel stood next to him with the exact same coloration as you goes, raises its hand and goes, "No, not you, you idiot."
The what now? Well, I don't know you.
Terrorists
only must be thinking of someone else.
There's a lot of things other than just that.
That's a reasonable assumption. Oh, what are we getting into here? We're doing Quetzal Coral Crash. We're doing football. We're doing. I mean, if you really want to hook me up, I can get you some Gladweed. I can get you some mood stones. Quality mood stones. I can get you some of that. The old. The up and up. Gets you going. Really gets you going in the morning. That one, especially through a blowhole. Not that any of you have one, but woohee, straight to the head.
What's the colour range you can see as a porpoise? Because do you mistake Queltham by their colours very often?
Existed.
Incredibly often.
I'm fairly sure that's a thing on
that sounds like an issue when it comes to business.
It's not so much an issue. Look, it's a genetic issue. We're all face blind too. It's a difficult transition from being a downlifted creature to an uplifted one, if you get my meaning. But I make it through with communicators. It's an electronic world. This thing tries to nod downwards, but just kind of like does a front flip. This thing keeps me on the straight and narrow.
Yes, but it would be rather inconvenient if you were to mistake a client with a cop, wouldn't it? Or
that
vice
would
versa.
Be incredibly inconvenient. That would be the most heinous activity that I could imagine.
Well, how would you like some representation that isn't strictly legal?
We know someone who's got a lot of contacts, and if we were to set you up with them, then maybe you could see about getting
terrible idea for me to be making
into a partnership that would prevent that sort of situation from happening.
You're not from the Zarkos, are you?
The what now?
You already a maid Quetel?
Define maid Quetel.
You know, Zarko's who's shifter guy.
You're about that passive income. I mean, when I think of maid Quetel, I think of like a robotic Quetel, something like that.
Jeez. Fresh off the boat. And I don't even know how it's possible for you, but you must have been gone a while. Yeah, the Zaki Zarkos. And in English, for those of you translators, it comes to North Brawlers. The local outfit around here, they got everyone under their thumb.
What about
even me? I pay my dues.
Poise coin.
I'm not a member yet, but I'm hoping pretty hard when I'm not born Quetel. But
take the paw off, you get
specious
poise
coin.
Oh, would you like to?
I expect 10%.
Be dealing with someone slightly bigger deal than interested in reminding some people that he's.
Every morning, my therapist told me I have to do affirmations. Every morning, I look in the mirror, I say, "Hey, Tony, you're going places. You're the big fish. You're going up the stream. You're gonna lay many eggs." Although that one confuses me. The therapist told me to say it. Doesn't make sense.
If the persuasion failed, I might want to try and do an intimidation.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah, I'm going places. If I can go up the chain without having to shift someone, that would be, I can see that being quite attractive.
You know of a guy called Greek Fire?
Hey, I heard of that wise guy. Yeah, he blew up a bunch of stuff or something.
I am now specialized in persuading.
Terrorists only blow stuff up. Greek Fire does a lot of things other than just that. Yeah.
I'm just a Sigma fish. I'm on that grind set. I'm not about destruction. I'm about creation, creating the wealth for me and for you. If you feel I'm putting down on my flippers.
You're about that passive income.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. You feel me?
And, you get some protection, and Greek Fire would get his dues. Greek Fire also likes making a little money.
Well, maybe he can invest in my startup.
Yeah.
I'm starting a new currency. Call it Fishcoin.
I thought I already heard that Fishcoin existed. I'm fairly sure that's a thing on a different planet already.
It's patent pending.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what about if we called it
the protection? Greek Fire has access to resources that can protect you from the cops.
You're right. I'm not a fish.
These Zarkos.
Good thinking.
I expect 10%.
Yeah, we can negotiate that later. It's the marketplace of ideas. It's hard to own a concept. Maybe I didn't hear what you just said. Someone else tells me about it next week, and I don't pay them nothing. I'll see you in court, wise guy. Although I won't, because I'm not allowed legal representation. I'm not legally a citizen. Shit. Shouldn't have said that out loud.
Well, how would you like some representation that isn't strictly legal? I'm not sure.
I think you've made enough.
Considering you just said that you don't have a lot of cash to hand, I'm not sure you can afford Ziegler's
difficulty
rates. 5
is going to be
terrible idea for me to be making the persuasion check, but whatever.
Everywhere's under I am now specialized in persuading.
You are. If Whittle would like to make the roll instead, that's fine by me. It makes sense. I'm not going to punish you for order of operations here.
We're underwater. What are you doing? There we go.
I was going to say, if the persuasion failed, I might want to try and do an intimidation roll afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You intimidating as well.
Several miles underwater.
Yeah. I think Tony goes, yeah, Yeah, we can talk about that. Everyone, scram!
I can use you as a
get out.
I can use you as a mount,
schools.
sure, but
and the Quetzal around him all swim off in different various directions. It comes over to you, and you note that the green collar necklace, whatever it is glowing brighter. He approaches you and what do you? Who can you get this Greek fire you're talking about? Extra legal representation. You're saying I can get in the system?
Yeah.
I'm big in the arm wrestling ring.
He's interested in reminding some people that he's the big fish in town.
Nah, nobody's bigger than Tony the Fish, and I ain't a fish.
I think Ziegler takes his helmet off.
A lot of people are bigger than me. You seen the turret? They're huge.
Remember this face. But of course he's on...
Okay, sorry.
He takes it off, he's screaming those things, but also coming out apart from bubbles.
Just so you're aware, the cops are onto you.
It spins around furiously in a circle for a few seconds. It makes a bubble ring that floats up, and as he breaks out the spin, he swims through it and then makes a ta-da kind of pose. He seems to be completely subconscious. He goes, "What? Where are they? They watching me right now? The man's onto me. I gotta go underwater. I gotta hide. I gotta find a cell block somewhere. I gotta put my nose."
Water on Carter Cook.
Sounds good.
Jeez. Hard crowd.
So yeah, at the moment, I heard Greek Fire has asked them to look the other way for a minute whilst we have a chat.
Try and say something, it bubbles, and then put my helmet back on, and it filters itself back out.
I see. So this is a shakedown, is it? Get on board or get in board.
I was just wondering if you had any advice for the next. Share some of the wealth and 2 days that I could take advantage of. You get some protection, and Greek Fire would get his dues.
Well, there's going to be hell to pay. I don't have enough to pay the Zarkos and this Greek Fire. Although the Zarkos ain't giving me much of anything these days, so I can perhaps see myself being persuaded.
Oh, +2.
He brings his in front of him and rubs them together. And it turns into more of a clap.
We'll roll that.
Yeah. Well, the protection. Greek Fire has access to resources that could protect you from the cops and these Zarkos.
Yeah, it looks towards Ziegler. It's
cool.
See one of these resources.
I will flip my bet. Because it hasn't happened. He's here, isn't he? Still be...
Can I have him on my back permanently? That'd be a good show of force. This big guy. I wonder if I can program him.
Program me? I can use you as a mount, sure, but you can't program me.
Ain't nobody riding me without my consent. Informed, enthusiastic, continuous. You feel me?
I do not feel you.
Yeah, you ain't touching me. That's right, wise guy. Back off.
I'm not sure. Considering you just said that you don't have a lot of cash to hand, I'm not sure you can afford Ziegler's rates.
How am I meant to huddle up big in the arm wrestling ring?
Yeah, well, I'm not. Tries to look down again. Does the front flip? Makes a clicking happy noise.
I think Ziegler takes his helmet off and starts screaming, "Look at this face! Remember this face!"
We're underwater. What are you doing?
Yeah, he takes it off and he's screaming those things, but nothing's coming out apart from bubbles.
Yeah, can you make it a might check for me?
Nothing there for miles underwater.
Yeah, you take your helmet off, and you immediately take 6 damage.
Despite that roll?
Oh, wait, no. You take 3 damage. Which, you're not wearing your armor, so it doesn't reduce it. You take 3 damage to might.
Yep.
Yeah, you succeed. You feel the crushing pressure. It doesn't hurt you as much as it would in the blah 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 blah. It doesn't hurt you as much as it would if you are not a hulking physique that you are. But yeah, you immediately feel like pressure on your head, and if you don't immediately put your helmet back on, it's gonna keep happening.
I point at my face, try and say something, it bubbles, and then put my helmet back on, and it filters itself back out.
Yeah, you hear the filters whining as it depletes from like 57% to like 42% as soon as you screw the helmet back on. It filters the helmet water out. And but can you make an intimidation roll for me? I'm not sure what stat that would be. Might, yeah, I think so.
+1 because of my intimidation thing.
Yeah, I think +1 because of taking your helmet off.
Are you sure no
as
one
well.
Understands?
Oh, +2 then.
Yeah.
Oh wait. So 4.
So that becomes a 13.
Of course,
Yeah, beats difficulty.
For those of us who are in the know, we already know. So we don't need this.
If a porpoise could look scared,
yeah, of course,
Tony would. He goes, "Yeah, okay, I want this guy. I want this guy in my corner. Yeah, all right. I'll talk to Greek Fire. We can talk about dealing with my problems later.
Yeah,
I'll submit. Go easy on me.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then. Good talking to you.
I heard you fixed games.
Don't say it so loud, as he whispers at exactly the same volume as he's been speaking. Yeah, I do.
I was just wondering if you had any advice for the next...
I can't think of anything either.
Few days that I could take advantage of.
Well, you see, it leans in kind of conspiratorially. He goes, huddle up. You too, big guy.
So I couldn't touch you.
Ziegler.
Don't touch me then.
Do you
huddle
want
up.
to just go on a bender of convincing people that you ate a moon?
Just get closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have a sure tip-off that the West House Wanderers are going to throw their game.
Cool. I will flip my bet. Because it hasn't happened yet, so the bet will still be...
It hasn't happened yet. Yeah, you can flip your bet.
Cool.
Their keeper, friend of a friend of a friend. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy, but that guy isn't relevant, just happens to be another person I know that he also knows.
Sounds like a fun time.
He's going to take a dive every time the ball gets... And he says a clicking sequence that no one understands, towards the goal line.
Are you sure no one understands?
Yeah, Whittle understands. You understand Tarot football. I don't have to explain it to you because we both know.
Of course, For those of us who are in the know, we already know.
Yeah, if you know about Tarot football, you don't need to explain it. You know what the move is. Yeah, Whittle knows. Yeah, Xavier knows. Producer. Yeah. Anyone who doesn't know, honestly, read the wiki more.
Imagine not knowing Tarot football.
Right? Anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to talk to Tony about?
Nothing that I think Blobwin's interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either.
Cool. In terms of the mission objectives, that's kind of everything that I had planned. But while you're in the neighborhood, if there's anything else that you'd like to do, we've got a bit of time. If there's anything like any side objectives that you'd like to pursue. Or we can...
do you want to just go on a bender of convincing people that you ate a moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think the way we can tie this in is like you have this business conversation, you talk to Tony, and Tony goes, "Hey, you know what? Let me show you around town. I got VIP access to a couple of the clubs. The hot clubs in town, they know me, they see me, they say, Tony the fish. I always say I ain't a fish, and then they let me in laughing, saying, Tony, you one funny fish. And always hurts a little bit in my my non-existent soul, and I can show you around.
Yeah, no. sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, we end the episode on a montage of a porpoise, a man in riding leathers, a Quetzal, and a man in giant power armor billowing clouds of smoke into the water. In a party, like while Ziegler mimes eating like coasters that are white and round, and people go, "Another moon!" You know. Not another one! Stop it, you terrible moon eater! It's Whitley uses Grand Deception. Yeah, we cut to credits.